Għata tajtni. Sormok. YouTube won't get that. I can say that.
No.
Għata tajtni. Alright, I'm getting ready to start.
You need to send me that.
But he said, guys, get ready to say hello, you know?
Someone is too enthusiastic.
No, I missed this.
This just came to mind. We can say multi-swear words. YouTube won't get that, right?
No, where's it?
No.
They can't even auto caption Maltese. They're not go nuts.
All right, guys. Hello, I guess. Welcome back to the Adler Podcast. Today is episode 14 of the show. And as you can see, it's going to be another special episode with a returning guest, Cassandra. How's it going, Cassandra?
Hello. All good, thank you. All
good to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me once again.
It's a pleasure.
We might not have you another time. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how the Oscar chat goes.
Well, I'm seeing the leave button, so I can just leave literally right now, Franco, if you want to.
No. Just okay.
Fine.
After having a director and a stuntman, we're starting to become a little bougie now.
True. You know, now our standards are like, you know.
All right, and from his palace in Marsascala, Mr. Franco Rizzo. All good, Franco?
Yes. Enjoying my wine. It's all good. Started working again, so I'm really enjoying working. TikTok is quite a challenge, huh? Even especially I'm thinking vertically, and I cannot. I need my landscape.
It's a stupid format. I hate it, but we have to do it.
True, but it's an interesting way to think differently, so to speak. You are thinking laterally. Wait, laterally is that? Longitudinally, actually, not laterally.
Longitudinally.
I always tell my colleagues at work, it's a really interesting way to lose 78% of what I shoot.
True. But
True.
I had a project this morning that I was filming. It actually worked because the project needed a bit of mystery. So I'll let you know what it is later on.
Interesting.
And I'm okay. How are you, Andrea?
Not bad. I had a really nice weekend this weekend. Relax in a hot tub.
Fools.
I needed a getaway weekend and forget everything. I still got to watch a movie. I still got to watch Creed 3, so I didn't get away from that. And I also watched a few episodes, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'll talk to you about that in a bit. What about Joe in his 1920s Hollywood mansion? How's it going, Joe?
I fucking wish I had a Babylon-style mansion. Like, would happily get pooped on by an elephant to have that kind of mansion.
As Andrea is talking from a wooden hut, like the Three Little Pigs.
Well, no, I'm good. I've been a lot better this week with watching stuff. I've been on it, as the kids say. Yeah, I'm good.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's get into it because today we've got a lot to talk about. What is the Adler Podcast all about? It's all about series, movies, video games. This week is going to be a little different. We have some news to talk to you about, but most of our time today will be spent making predictions, and we'll see who can get as many predictions correct next week, of course. But before we get into it, as always, we're going to start by talking a little bit about what we've been up to this week. So, Cassandra, anything particular in the past few weeks you can talk to us about?
Hold on a second, because he always forgets. Subscribe, like, share this video.
Very important,
always forget.
Andrea.
Swipe left, swipe right. Like us. Okay, so first, like this video, subscribe, comment on this video so that it shows into the algorithm. It helps us a lot. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify as well. And Cassandra,
Twitter.
after you. Twitter. Yes, Twitter. We're having quite some following thanks to
Yes.
Kyle and
yes.
my boy.
Yes.
Hi, Kyle.
Are you
All right,
done?
Cass.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think he's done with his
He's
social
done. He's done. Don't
media.
worry. He's just really excited today.
Yeah, he is. He seems.
It's the coffee. It's the coffee.
Well, been very busy with work. I miss my mini vacation because during mid-February we've been to London for 3 nights. It was all dedicated to theater, basically. We went to watch The Book of Mormon, which my husband absolutely loved. I did love it as well. I'm not a
Brilliant.
huge fan of creators of South Park and stuff, but I got also to know that the same creator wrote the songs for Frozen and Coco as well. So when you consider the lyrics, especially of the songs, now then you can actually tell that it's from the same person. Actually coupled.
Wait.
Actually coupled.
Oh, okay.
I went to
No, I got-
watch also.
I
yeah.
got confused with the mention. It's not the mention, right?
Sorry.
Who are the authors? the
So
songs.
I know that I definitely know the surnames Lopez. The surname is
okay,
Lopez.
okay.
I keep forgetting their names though because it's a couple.
Sorry, because the only musical writer I know is Tim Minchin. That's it.
No, the
And-
writer yes, but I'm talking about also the composers though.
Okay. That's
So
it. Okay, good to know.
They've also, but because they've also written the songs. I love the dark humor in that in the musical. It was hilarious. Literally 30 minutes in, and my eyes were tearing up with laughter, and my cheeks literally were in pain. I also went to watch Wicked. Been longing to go and watch that as well, and also Moulin Rouge. And then I also went to other stuff related to theatre as well, such as the National Theatre and Shakespeare's Globe. So yes, after coming back, yes, it's why Franco, why?
I'm so jealous.
Oh, you're
That's
jealous. Well, it was a very short holiday that it flew in literally 5 seconds. Because once I came back, it felt like I didn't have a vacation at all. I miss it. I really miss it. I miss London. I love the city. I love everything about that. Obviously, I think it's coming from the love for arts, of course. So yes,
Okay.
pretty much it, basically.
Very interesting.
The rest is just work, literally.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Franco, since you're so energetic, what have you been up to this week?
So, up to this week, I actually watched for the first time Bicycle Thieves. And it does deserve the adjective of classic. I have to say. I mean, it always surprises me how modern these movies feel like, even though there were Bicycle Thieves was shot 1948, post-war Italy, and after I've been giving the feedback of focusing a lot on the visual, especially, I really paid attention to how a story is told visually, and it's like I could see how much character there is in the non-professional actors' faces, and there's a lot of characters in this movie. There's also a bit of comedy, social commentary, and it comes out with so much ease. You know, it's not on the nose. It's not how shall I say? It's not forced onto you. It comes in naturally through the performances, through the story, and the story is very simple. The guy needs his bike to work, and it gets stolen, and he needs to get his bike back. Very easy, very simple, but there's lots of emotions going around. So yeah, I suggested, and I should hopefully do a classic TikTok review as well.
Franco, I remember that was my favorite Italian lesson of Italian during secondary school.
Which
couple
one?
of lessons about watching Bicycle Thieves.
Really?
Because our teacher
Really?
actually showed us that movie in secondary
I wish-
school. Yeah.
I wish my secondary school was that fun. But it actually, I should give a shout out to Gloria Lauri Lucente. Gloria Lauri Lucente has a credit about Italian neorealism, and she also organizes film nights, Italian film nights every year, I think every summer with the Italian Cultural Institute. So yeah, shout out
That's
to
very
Gloria Lauri
interesting.
Lucente.
That's very
Yep.
interesting.
Right. Anything else, Franco? You've watched this week?
Last of Us episode 8, and also I continued watching Andor. I'm in the midpoint, and the Eye of Aldarin, right, guys?
Aldani.
The Eye of Aldarin scene. What great tension and beautiful. I forgot how gorgeous that series looks like. No, I forgot how gorgeous that series looks.
I'm a little bit disappointed because you promised on the previous episode that you would finish Andor by the time we got to this episode. But I am glad that you're at least trying to watch it.
I'm pacing myself. That's why. Otherwise, I lose my work and so on. So
Fair enough.
And Joe, what have you been up to this week, Joe?
I've been up to quite a bit. So I've actually started playing a new game, because we don't talk about games very often, but this is a game which was meant to come out on my birthday last year, but got delayed to November and then got delayed to last week. And that's Sons of the Forest, which is sequel to The Forest, which was the first game. It's out in early access, but it's like probably the most polished early access game I've ever played. So like basically finished. It's just a little bit buggy here and there. Really good. It's, for those that don't know, it's basically a survival simulator with like some horror elements on it. I won't spoil too much because it's a good game to just kind of like dive into. But essentially, you're tasked with going to this island to find this billionaire. Your helicopter crashes, and you need to survive, and you need to find out the mystery as to where this billionaire went, basically. But no, really enjoying that because it's fun to play with friends. In terms of watching, I've watched quite a bit this week. I haven't managed to finish Succession, but I am on the finale of season 3. In perfect time for season 4 to come out. Glasgow Film Festival started this week, and I managed to catch 2 films there. Most notably, I was at the UK premiere of the film Blackberry, written and directed by Matt Johnson, and got to have there was a Q&A with Matt after the film. He seems like an incredible guy, like definitely someone I'd love to like sit down and have a beer with, and I actually got to meet him personally after. So that was really cool. I watched Sanctuary as well whilst I was at Glasgow Film Festival. That was yesterday, and I even caught Creed. I did a bit of a deep dive on Matt Johnson as well because I liked Blackberry so much. So I went and watched his first film, The Dirties, and I've even started. He's got a TV series which is quite difficult to find online. Good because it's like a comedy and it's only 20 minutes, but it's called Nirvana, the Band, the Show. Very, very funny, like mockumentary series. But yeah, I've been pretty busy, as I said. I've been on it. I've been better this week.
And can we
yeah,
say
Mandalorian.
Can we say thank you to Joel because Matt Johnson is going to be on the show. Thanks, Joe, for your riz.
Hopefully it will totally come to fruition. But I thought whilst I was speaking to him after, I'm never going to get another chance to ask him. And he was very gracious and said, yes, I'll definitely do it. So I'll be emailing back and forth with him to hopefully get that done very soon.
Great stuff.
We're going to do it. No, hopefully it's going to happen. Okay? You know it's going to happen. He says unconvincingly.
Joe,
what about
The Dirties? Is that the movie which is about bullying?
Yes, it's very good.
Cassandra,
really impressive.
And you definitely like that.
Yes. I'm actually I'm listening. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Very nuanced, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a revelation because, like I said, the way the guy makes everything he makes, it's extremely mockumentary. Like, think Succession, but much lower budget, obviously. So, like, even he said in his Q&A, the way he likes to film things, he likes to use like 500mm lenses and have the cameras so far away from the actors that the actors essentially don't notice it. And he likes to film a lot through glass and stuff like that. So he does that in The Dirties, where it's obviously much lower budget, and it become like, one, it's hilarious at times. Like, I was laughing by myself, nearly crying on the sofa. It was so funny. But then it's extremely meta, but in a way I haven't seen before, and like self-referential, and it gets dark as well. I have like, fair warning, it gets very, very dark. But I was really impressed. I'm excited to watch Operation Avalanche by him next as well. And
that looks really good.
yeah, that's why I said Nirvana, the band, the show is quite funny, because it's like mockumentary style, but it's good because it was written just by him and a friend of his. And their whole thing is they're a band called Nirvana, the band, to point out Nirvana with 2 N's rather than 1. And they want to get a show at this like esteemed like independent venue called the Rivoli in Toronto, but they're not even a real band. Like, they have no songs or an act. Only one of them plays the piano. And it's just the antics they get into as they go about these things. But like, that's one thing about him as well. He does this incredible thing where he obviously loves pop culture, like especially like games and like these films like from people like John Carpenter and Steven Spielberg. And he's really good at putting these things into his film by going through the fair use law that there is. So without having to pay for like copyright and stuff like that. He's very, very good at doing that. So all his films are full of like these references to these famous films and stuff. Cool. In fact, Nirvana, the band, the show, nearly every episode is a riff on some like popular form of pop culture that we've consumed before. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
All right.
Nice.
Go. So in my case, like I said, I haven't had a lot of time. Although to be fair, I watched Rocky 4, which I really liked.
It's great, right?
I love how Rocky ends the Cold War after the fight. I had a good laugh with my dad talking about it.
Yeah.
After
it's one of the most it's probably the most quotable of all the Rocky films, I think.
If you can do it, if I can do it, you can do it. Oh my God!
He dies. He dies.
If he dies, he dies. He dies. Then obviously I had to continue. So Creed 1, and Creed 1 was actually bloody good.
Yeah, Creed 1.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Excellent. Yeah.
And you can tell there's a incredibly talented director behind it, Coogler, who some of the shots in that movie are top class. I mean, the one take battle between Creed and, was that Wheeler? I think it was Wheeler. That was incredible. The walking out into the stadium, that scene. Also, I think there was an edit in between. At one point the screen goes dark.
Yeah, for sure.
And it seems there's a cut there, but it's done seamlessly and it's beautiful. Just walking into with the crowd chanting, shouting. What's his name? The Evertonian guy. Can't remember his name.
Oh, I forget. I haven't seen Creed probably in about 4 years. So
the guy from Everton. Well, no, I can't remember. He has a very strong Merseyside accent. Anyways, but they're chanting his name because obviously he's on a away turf, and him walking in with Tupac playing. Oh, it was beautiful, and that's really the whole shot taken from his back. Beautiful stuff. So I really liked Creed 1. Then I watched Creed 2, which I also liked, but it lacked that powerful directing by Coogler. It's really like that.
Creed 2 is Rocky 4 too.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it is almost literally.
Yeah, it's Rocky 4 too, but it takes itself really seriously.
It does.
There's none of that like 80s charm and schlock to it.
Because even Creed 1 had a bit of schlock with the wheelies
completely.
And shouting outside of Rocky's house.
Yeah.
That was emotional. To be fair, that almost had to be in tears. That scene.
Creed 1 broke me to a blubbering baby at one point.
It's bloody emotion. I didn't expect to get that emotional.
Yeah. Like Sylvester Stallone deserved his Golden Globe for that film.
He did, and he should have gotten he didn't get the Best Supporting Actor, right?
No, he was nominated though.
He was nominated. He deserved it. I think he
was really good.
Yes, he was surprisingly excellent. But again, so Creed 2 I liked, but didn't love. And then obviously, last Saturday I watched Creed 3. I watched it in the Cittadella cinema. We'll talk about it in our review later on. But very positive vibes from it.
You skipped the Rockies. There was Rocky Balboa.
No. I skipped Rocky 5.
That's
Rocky
good.
Balboa
Rocky
I
V
had
doesn't
watched,
exist.
Franco already. Rocky Balboa I had watched. I had watched Rocky 1, 2, and 3. I hadn't watched Rocky 4, which I really liked, and I skipped, but I did skip Rocky 5. Rocky 5, I never
Okay.
got around to watching it back when I was younger and I watched the Rocky movies. And I didn't watch it now either because it seems like quite a boring.
Well, don't bother with Rocky
Uninspired.
5. Don't bother.
movie.
And
Sucks.
which leads back to the question I wanted to ask to Cassandra. Have you watched Rocky? Because I haven't.
Yes, I did. But
Oh
not
my
all of
God.
them. I have to admit. Yes, I did. No, I did. It's just that
Sure.
it's been quite a long time now, which I probably forgot most of them. As in how in which movie, you know, which the first one, what the first one has, what the second
Yeah.
has, and I completely forgot the whole
Same thing
concept.
happened to me.
So to be honest, I haven't watched Creed, the latest Creed yet. So as a matter of fact, I was actually thinking whether I should make a binge watch all the Rocky first and then watch Creed the first and the second, because I actually liked the first one, in fact, just as much as you guys
I
did.
recommend it, Cassandra. Do it because I had a really good time. Like binging all the Rocky movies up till 5. 5 I didn't watch, but 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And then I watched Creed 1 and 2, and watching Creed, especially Creed 1, right after watching the Rockies was really a really powerful, really emotional experience. Creed 1 had me almost in tears many times.
Even though you skipped the fifth.
Yes, but the fifth
Okay.
I think
The
is
first,
quite irrelevant.
That sucks.
Oh.
Don't.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
think I actually
not
watched the
exist.
fifth. I don't think I
No,
actually
Rocky
watched
5.
that one.
But-
Rocky 5 really sucks. Really sucks.
It's
I haven't
really
watched
bad.
it.
But Cassandra, watch Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa is another
Yes,
very
Rocky
good
Balboa is
movie.
really good.
It's really emotional as
Really
well,
good.
really powerful. And although it's completely, I mean, let's be honest, it's Rocky. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you that what happens is completely unbelievable and completely far-fetched. But
Yeah,
it's extremely far-fetched.
Yeah.
And Rocky Balboa goes an extra level of far-fetched. But anyways, we'll get into Creed 3 and the lack of Rocky in Creed 3 in later on in our reviews. I also just wanted to mention really quickly, I watched a few more episodes of Poker Face, and I'm really looking forward to the finale this week. Been a very good time watching Poker Face. Natasha Lyonne, excellent stuff. She's good. She's good. She's very good. She actually directed one of those episodes as well. I think she
Yes.
Okay.
directed episode 7.
she
Very
did,
well
she did.
done. It's a very good job directing an episode. So I'm excited to see what she does next. I'm loving
was-
these actors turning into directors. Obviously, Michael B. Jordan will be talking about in a bit as well.
There was also
They
Stephanie
offer
Shu,
some interesting.
right?
Yes, Mela Franco. I think that was 8. I think 7 or 8. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I forgot. But yes, I watched that one as well. I think actors getting into the directorial role offer some fresh perspectives. As we will see, as we discuss Michael B. Jordan's take on Creed 3. But anyways, we'll get to that later on, because now it's time to talk about the news. Guys, let us know in the comment section below. However, before we get into the news, what have you been up to this week? Anything interesting you've watched? Anything interesting you'd like to let us know about? Please tell us in the comment section below. Let's get into the news. So, not a lot of news this week, guys. First of all, I'd like to start off with rather sad news. An actor I haven't seen in a while, to be honest. I don't know about you guys,
Yes.
but unfortunately, this week, on the 4th of March, we had the news that Tom Sizemore, you might remember from Saving Private Ryan, also from Black Hawk Down. I can remember him in Black Hawk Down. Very, very cool actor. Always has those like cool characters. Who unfortunately, has died at the age of 61. As like the article says, he rose to fame in the 90s, always having those like tough guy roles, which I always had a particular fondness for. I don't know why. Guys, your thoughts. Cassandra, I don't know if you've watched anything recently of his.
Recently, no, but I had watched Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down. In fact, it's where I actually know him. Because other than that, I can't actually remember in which other films he was in. Oh yeah, there is also Pearl Harbor, by the way. I forgot
Pearl
about that.
Harbor.
Yes.
And Heat.
So
Heat.
there's, I mean, so films
love
which
for
I
Heat
had
over here?
watched quite a long time ago. What, Joe?
You said there's no love for Heat over here. It's only like one of the best films ever made.
No.
Wait, one
I,
second.
I don't think
We
I
love
had
Heat.
actually watched Heat. I'm not sure if
Oh,
I
Heat is
did.
so good.
The name rings
You
a
watched
bell.
Rocky
I
and
just,
didn't watch Heat.
I'm telling you, I can't remember.
Wait, guys, we'll get to the bottom of this. Cassandra, have you seen The Dark Knight?
Of course I did.
Okay, then you've seen Heat. It's fine.
Okay,
Heat,
all right.
Heat is The Dark Knight with Batman and the Joker in it.
Oh.
Quite
Oh, I
literally.
see. All right. Okay. Good. Good to know. Yeah. All right. Then I did.
That's a good observation. Very astute.
Thank you.
Joe, I don't know if you know, but Heat is in my top 10 movies of all time.
As it should be.
Just putting it there.
Brother, if you cross me.
But yes, that's Tom Sizemore. Joe, don't know if you have any thoughts on this.
This was particularly like sad for me because, I mean, as you guys know, what I do in like if I work from home, my thing to put on like whilst I eat lunch quickly or like whilst I'm cooking my lunch is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because it's like it's a good background noise. It's always funny. It's always entertaining, no matter how many times I watch it. But I happened to put on an episode the other day, which Tom Sizemore has like a small cameo role in, and for me, it's one of like the funniest scenes in the entire like show. Like the line that he's got is ridiculous in the way he delivers it, and it's completely against the type that he normally plays. So like I think when I had seen that episode, it was like when we got the news that he had gone into a coma, and I'm like, oh, like it's really sad that someone this talented has gone into a coma, and then the news came out that he eventually died. So it's like, I mean, I say this every time we do kind of an obituary. It's sad when anyone dies, but he was fairly young, 61 years old.
Yeah,
is not
61
old
is
in this day and age. But then, as it says in the article, this guy had heavy drug problems. So I don't say this as like a mean thing in any way, but like I don't think you can be totally surprised when someone had that level of abuse that they've kind of died before their time. But it's sad. It's very sad.
Ruptured brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That will be probably some sort of side effect from lots of cocaine abuse.
And if
There
I'm
is.
not mistaken, Robert De Niro like slapped him and told him to get himself into a rehab, basically.
Yeah. Robert De Niro, the stories you hear about him sounds like a really sensible guy. Like he was someone who apparently very early on in Leonardo DiCaprio's career, when like Leo was like just after Titanic and he was like fuckboy party and starting fights like every weekend, he was someone that like pulled Leo aside. It's like, look, like you're talented, and if you want to have a career like I have had, is like you need to fucking take this seriously. And I mean, probably Leo is the closest thing we have to De Niro nowadays. So definitely worked.
Yep.
Good guy, De Niro.
Good old Bob.
Good on him, because we got a great actor. He always had these like roles where he's like a really tough, cool guy. That I always appreciated those roles. Franco, your thoughts on this? I don't know if you've watched anything recently by Sizemore.
Recently, no. I remember Natural Born Killers. I also saw that part. I saw actually the bloopers of the scene Joe mentioned of It's Sun in Philadelphia, and he was having so much fun and he couldn't stop laughing
so
whenever
good.
he said the line. And there's this. I partially also exactly. There's De Niro there. What is
This is interesting, right? He had a restaurant with Robert De Niro, talking about Robert De Niro.
Yep.
And no, I had absolutely nothing. I would assume that's the drug problems and violence,
I guess so, yeah.
domestic violence coming into play.
And there's also Heat as well, you know. I mean, even though he was always to the side, I think he gave his all in those bit parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, what Joe said, you know, it's sad every time someone dies.
Indeed. All right, guys, let's move on to happier news, because one of my most anticipated movies, naturally directed by my current favorite director, plying his trade in Hollywood, is Nosferatu. And we had a lot of news on the cast for the upcoming Nosferatu. Aaron Taylor-Johnson joining a cast. We also had the announcement of Willem Dafoe joining as well. Obviously, I mean, I thought that was that was obviously, didn't even need to announce it. We knew Willem Dafoe would be in the next Robert Eggers movie. So Robert Eggers' long-awaited Nosferatu movie is full steam ahead at Focus Features, with Aaron Taylor-Johnson rounding out the all-star ensemble. Simon McBurney and Ralph Ineson who are also joining a cast that includes Lily Rose Depp, Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Willem Dafoe, and Emma Corrin. Nice to see Emma Corrin there. She was excellent in The Crown. Eggers is writing and directing the pick, with production currently underway in Prague. All right, Nosferatu.
Home Alone, Chris Columbus producing. That's quite nothing from Home Alone to Nosferatu.
Home Alone, Harry Potter to Nosferatu. It's interesting.
And I think Die Hard as well, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Columbus.
Die Hard?
No, if I'm not mistaken. No, but,
I think so. Not 100% sure. I think so. Could be. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, guys, let me start with you, Joe. Thoughts on this so far? Nosferatu. What are your expectations with Robert Eggers at the helm? Discussed.
I mean, I'm probably one of like the biggest Robert Eggers fans like you'll ever meet. I go out of my way as much as I can to watch his films as soon as possible when they become available. I remember I'd seen The Lighthouse literally a day after blowing out my knee, and I walked all through Valletta on a pair of crutches just to get there. But I remember hearing about the Nosferatu remake, like just after he'd finished The Witch. Like that was something he really wanted to do. Now, this is a remake I can kind of forgive. I mean, although we've seen like Dracula stories told and stuff like that, we haven't seen a straight like Nosferatu remake. I mean, I guess there was what's the kind of comedy one with Willem Dafoe, where it's like very meta, where there's
Shadow of the Vampire.
Yes, there's that one, which is, I guess it's a riff on Nosferatu. But I mean, Eggers is obviously going to go all in horror on this, and I'm glad he's going back to horror, because The Witch is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, not just of recent years. The Lighthouse I adore, but I think that's much more of like a psychological film than it is strictly horror. It's more of like a psychological fable than anything else. And then The Northman was like his big budget epic. So I'm glad that this should definitely be a smaller film where he'll hone in on atmosphere, because no one does atmosphere like he does. And I'm happy to see the cast that he's got. I'm happy that he's bringing Ralph Ineson back, the guy with the best voice in the world.
Oh my God, love his voice, man.
Incredible voice.
Green Knight in the Green Knight. Oh, for joy.
In everything. I think I fell in love with Ralph Ineson when he cast him in The Witch as well, just because like the film was written like poetry. Then when you had Ralph Ineson delivering it, you're just like, shit, this is really good.
By the way, you said you popped your knee. You popped your knee. You said, Joe.
Yeah, I had fucked up my knee playing rugby the day before I watched The Lighthouse.
You must have been really fond of Robert's Lobster then.
Yes, I was. But yeah, I've like, this is probably one of my most anticipated films, but obviously when anything comes to a remake, I'm always kind of like, do we need it? But it's Robert Eggers, so I'm like, yes, we need it.
There's another remake, by the way, by Werner Herzog of Nosferatu with Bruno Ganz and Klaus Kinski.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I haven't checked this. Herzog is one director.
He's passed me by as a director.
I've seen two of his documentaries, which are great. If I remember, I think it was Grizzly Man, and there was another about the volcanoes, which or something about black gold, about oil. But his movies I never got around of watching. Like
No, I'm the same. Never had the chance.
I get it of God. And as far as trivia goes, Willem Dafoe was in was Nosferatu in Shadow of the Vampire.
Yeah.
And now he's back in a Nosferatu movie now with Eggers. Reteaming with Eggers as well.
Yeah, for the third time now. 3 times in a row he's been with Eggers.
Three times.
By the way, guys, anyone here watch Bullet Train by any chance?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That's okay.
Not yet. Because I think I have to be in a maybe meh bored kind of moment where I think watch a movie like that.
Cassandra, no. I mean,
well, if I'm probably not even going to watch it at all. So this is why I have to be in that type of mood.
I saw a lot of clips, Franco. The clips, to be fair, looked really good.
I expected more, to be fair. I mean, David Leitch on the helm, Brad Pitt, all those guys. Like those clips on the trailer are basically yeah.
It's a huge cast.
I'm mentioning it, by the way, because Aaron Taylor Johnson was in it, right?
Yes, exactly.
True.
Yeah,
Yes,
he was in
yes.
it, yeah.
Yes.
And he was playing with. Oh my God, I forgot his name. He's nominated for his.
Brian Tyree Henry.
Thank you, Brian Tyree Henry.
You're welcome.
All right. So, with regard to Nosferatu, I just want to mention I'm bloody excited for this. Robert Eggers can do whatever he wants. I'll be the first guy waiting in line to watch it.
Even if you pop your knee.
Even if I had to pop my knee back in. I've been there many times. Football-related injuries are bread and butter for me, so trust me. Now, Franco, this wasn't going to be on the news, but mentioning Green Knight, you actually reminded me of a particular trailer which came out this past week, and I had a lot to say about this. So before I get into my rant, Cassandra, have you've watched it? I get the vibe that you watched it.
I did. I'm a Disney fan, so I have to whether the film would be good or not, I will always watch a trailer.
Your thoughts?
Well, I have to say I'm slightly confused because I've seen so many versions of Peter Pan stories that now, with the fact that it's taken into a different perspective from Wendy and Peter Pan, I'm looking forward because of the recent type of quality compared to the previous versions that I've watched back in the 90s. But obviously, certain anticipations, I'm not sure whether I'm looking forward to them or not, to be honest. I forgot a bit all about it because I remember watching it before I actually went to sleep. But yes, recently when it comes to Disney, I just don't want to have too many high hopes, if you know what I mean.
Don't do it.
No, that's why.
In the words of the famous Franco, don't do it.
And
I don't know, Cassandra, if you've seen the interview with Kyle Edward Ball.
No.
And at one point, it's like the only company that hasn't contacted me is Disney. And Franco's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Guys, can I just say that this looks so bad?
I totally disagree with you, actually. I normally say this shit. This is really fucking cool.
What the hell is this?
No, wait. Andrea, no, go back, please. Go back to the point where the clock explodes, the Big Ben. No.
I'm actually surprised of Joe's opinion.
Oh my God, that scene. Where was that? Here.
Here.
Oh my God,
that's really bad, isn't
that?
Yes,
well, the CGI is bad, yes. It's obviously not finished because, guys, who's making it? Disney. We spoke about this
Disney,
last week.
This is really bad. No.
It's going to look
Go
better
ahead, Joe.
it's going to look better when it releases, but I mean, the vibe that this is going for me looks pretty cool because there's like
I
there are
think,
shades of the Green Knight all over this.
yeah, I was
But there are
saying,
shades of bad Green Knight.
There's no
Yeah,
bad
it's like-
Green Knight. What are you on about?
1 second. If I had to mention 2 movies from the past 10 years,
Are we about
which
to
would
fight?
make it in my top 10,
Okay, we're
are The
about to
Green
fight.
Knight and The Witch.
We're not about to fight. Okay.
No. The Green Knight and The Witch are the 2. If I had to pick 2 movies, and I have picked them as in to put in my top 10 list of all time from the past like 10 years. It's The Witch and The Green Knight. Those are 2 movies that I absolutely adore.
Yeah.
I watch The Green Knight every few months because I adore it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And every time I watch it, I love it even more. So here's a big The Green Knight fan. This, personally, this looks horrific.
Has anyone
Nah, I think
seen
you're being way too harsh.
Pete the Dragon?
I was going to
Pete's
say,
Dragon,
like,
Pete's Dragon.
I trust David Lowery with this because he made Pete's Dragon, which no one watched because no one knows what the fuck Pete's Dragon is. But if you did watch it, it's actually a really well made and really heartfelt live action Disney adaptation.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
Host,
I agree.
host Tinkerbell though. Host Tinkerbell. Sorry, I was the.
Oh well.
controversy about that.
There was a lot of controversy
Look at
about that
this.
actress, Miskina.
But I
It looks
think
bad,
I think
man. It looks really bad.
Andrea.
I agree.
Andrea,
The CGI doesn't look great, but it's going to look
I
better.
think
when
they're
it
doing.
releases.
I think they're doing it on purpose now. I think they're doing it on purpose just to get people to see. Look at how bad the CGI is. The corridor crew. The corridor crew reacts to it, and people
Yeah.
have more clicks. So I think they're doing it on purpose now. I,
The same thing.
I,
The
I'm
same
not,
thing happened to me.
and I'm not joking, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm,
The same thing happened to me today in the cinema. Like, Andrea, you know, when like we discussed it a couple, like I think like what, probably 8 episodes ago, when the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the first trailer came out, I was like, this looks it looks terrible, the CGI. I just saw the trailer now in an IMAX theater, and I'm like, fuck, I might actually go watch this because it looks good, because they obviously retouch it before it comes out.
True. And to be fair, Joe, so the first time I watched this, I was at work. It came up on my mobile, so I saw it on my mobile. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I watched it on my mobile. Let me go home, put it on my LG TV,
Oh, I know, you're going to see...
OLED, super clear. It still looked bad.
Yeah, no,
it still looked bad.
that's watching it under a microscope, the way you did it. Like, I agree, the CG doesn't look good. I'm not judging it on its CG here. The vibe that it seems to be going for looks very cool and not like a Peter Pan that we've seen before. And because it's David Lowery, apart from him being one of my favorite current filmmakers, has done a very, very good, if underseen, live-action Disney
Yeah.
adaptation before. So,
Pete's
he's had this in the can. Like, I remember I actually met David Lowery in a coffee shop in Berlin at the 2019 Berlin Film Festival, where me and Frank met for the
Nice.
first time, actually. Fun fact.
Nice.
And he had been...
And you didn't ask him on the podcast? You didn't ask him on the podcast?
I'm not a fucking fortune teller. I didn't know it was going to happen. Anyway. But I remember him saying, because he had one of like the workshops at Berlin, and I went there, and he said this film was already like penned in a contract to be done for Disney before he'd even done a Ghost Story.
Lalo.
Like, this has been long coming.
Wow.
And
Wow.
he had always said he's not going to do it until the story is right. So,
Wow.
Fair enough. Oh, so why is this going on to Disney Plus? This is going straight to Disney Plus, right? This is not going to come out
It
in the
looks
cinemas.
like it, yes. Straight away on
Which
on
is
the stream.
super weird because
that makes me
anything
less
that goes
excited.
But
straight to Disney...
it's not. It's
now
not
you're
the first.
understanding why I'm so negative, Joe.
But it's not the first recent film. It's not the first recent production that they will be showing straight on Disney Plus rather than putting it on
and
cinema.
the problem is everything that goes straight to Disney Plus is awful,
Yes,
which is in series,
it's
because obviously we
true.
got Andor, which is good, and
It's
so on.
true.
But movies which go straight to Disney Plus generally tend to be awful. They just
as
hide
a
them
matter
there.
of fact, that was one of
Pinocchio.
the reasons why I didn't really want to have
Pinocchio.
high hopes. Yes.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it confirmed they're not releasing it in theaters. I don't like that.
Which is,
There's-
I don't know.
By,
Guess we'll find
by
out
the
though.
way, not sure if you know, but the actress who plays Wendy is the daughter of Mila Jovovich.
Oh, she does look like her, actually.
Yep,
Nepo
she
babies.
does.
Nepo
Nepo
babies.
baby.
Yes.
Classic Nepo baby.
That's what I actually wanted to hear.
But wait, let's be honest, because like Mila Jovovich is married to Paul W.S. Anderson. Not the good Paul Anderson. This is the bad Paul Anderson. The guy who made all those fucking Resident Evil
No
movies.
wonder she's a monster hunter. No wonder she's a monster hunter.
He made that too.
Illallo. Yeah, Cassandra, you didn't get the audition for Wendy, Asra.
I think she's old enough now. Too old.
And what's the backlash because Tinkerbell is black?
Yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes,
Thank
no,
Oh,
most of the
so-
backlash
Same,
is not what
thing.
we've been saying.
Same thing that happened with the latest Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
you. That was
Oh,
really
Jesus
bad with
Christ.
her mermaid stuff. That was
Jesus
people are
Christ.
pathetic, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and this the same stuff I said for this. I said for the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid trailer looked awful visually.
Oh yes,
the lighting
fucking
was
terrible. But
horrific.
Mm.
But obviously, people get upset about completely wrong things.
Unrelevant. They're irrelevant. Sorry. I mean,
Completely
so what,
irrelevant
man?
stuff. Exactly.
I
But
actually
anyways.
asked, I actually asked who Tinkerbell is because she looks fine. She looks fine. And so,
she's a person the size of my phone with wings. Who cares what color
No.
her skin is? Like on the Little
Exactly.
Mermaid, it's a fucking half person, half fish. They could be
Fish.
blue. I don't give a shit.
Anyways, moving on, guys.
Yeah. Grow up,
Well, let's
guys.
move on.
Jesus Christ.
Vera.
but it looks
So-
like he repurposed lots of Green Knight sets as well, eh? Which is kind of
What I mean, the sets
okay.
look good. We'll see.
Yes,
We'll
the
see.
sets don't look awful,
We'll see.
but the CGI.
Guys, you want to know a really funny thing? The cinema I went to today, they have like a charity section that like you can buy like posters from, and they have like DVDs and Blu-rays, and it's a £1 donation, and you can take more than one item, right?
Yeah.
And I asked the lady at the stall, I'm like, oh, like, do you have like any Blu-rays by any chance? And she's like, yes, we have 3 Blu-rays available. Like, what are they? She's like, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Thor: The Dark World. And I didn't I didn't even tell her no. I just turned and walked away.
Oh, yeah, I would have taken the Ant-Man and the
Nah,
Ant-Man
fuck that.
Blu-ray. Well, yeah, man, Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man is
Ant-
really
so
sweet.
lame.
first
It's such
Ant-Man.
a sweet movie, man. I love it.
It's possible the first Ant-Man because there was always the potential Edgar Wright Ant-Man. Full stop.
No, that's true. But I mean, I take what we get. I mean,
No,
fucking
we
cool.
were
didn't
robbed.
get the Edgar Wright.
We were
We didn't get
robbed.
the Edgar Wright.
We were
Ant-Man.
robbed. We were
But what
robbed.
we got, the first Ant-Man, for me was really fun. I
Decent.
really liked the first
Decent.
Ant-Man. It's one of my, I think it's one of my favorite MCU movies.
I have some controversial opinions on that like era of Marvel as well. Like everyone thinks it's really good. I think Black Panther is like passable at best. I think Captain Marvel sucks.
It's yeah.
Black Panther, I really liked Michael B. Jordan, obviously.
That was the one
insane.
saving grace for me of
Killmonger.
Black Panther. I'm like,
but the final battle
you
sequences
can't see
were,
it. You can't see the final battle sequence.
I don't know. Just and to think, so that's Ryan Coogler directing that.
She's
I have
back.
a feeling those action scenes were not even his. They were prepared from before. Because
of course
Disney tend to do this a lot.
No,
Yeah,
Andrea,
they do the action scenes before they write the
Andrea,
script.
they
Exactly.
They rack pulled the action scenes. So basically, last week we mentioned it. What happened is they didn't like the stuff and they had to redo them again. And obviously the VFX artists didn't have enough time to polish the final product. So and I think there was a they did change the ending. They wanted this big action sequence, and that's what happened basically.
Yeah. But I think Black Panther overall as a movie, I think it's a good movie. It's a very good movie with some very good performances. It's just the final half hour that gets to me. Like it's off. That half hour is awful. Like
And-
awful.
And the bad Korean. The Korean is very bad in that in Black Panther.
Joe, what other movie did you mention apart from Black Panther?
Captain Marvel. It has the Superman problem, and it wears it on its sleeve.
Yeah, it's okay.
It sucks.
It's meh
It
for me.
sucks. Come on, we're adults. Come on, it sucks.
I hate saying it sucks because of all the you know.
I don't hate it because it's a female superhero. I liked Wonder Woman. I hate it because it sucks.
I don't want to give more.
Cassandra's laughing. She gets it. She knows I'm not a sexist.
I don't want to give more kindling to the incels.
True. No, but I don't think Joe. So you're saying Joe is an incel? It's confirmed now. And himself, MC
No.
I guess. That's another label I'll have. I'll be your resident incel MCU hater.
No. If anything, he's not an incel. And these guys.
Wait.
But seeing these guys, we would be all be incels. Not incels, volcels actually. Seeing these guys.
I mean, wait till everyone finds out that episode 3 and episode 7 were my 2 least favorite episodes. Oh God.
Of what?
Rough. That's a rough look
That would
for
be
you.
very rough. That's not a good look at all.
Of what? Of what?
Of The Last of Us.
Of The Last of Us.
No.
That's not a good look at all.
Yeah. It's going to be a headline now. Andrea hates the gays.
Straight white guy whose 2 least favorite episodes are episode 3 and episode 7. Oh boy.
I can see it
So
now,
for-
written by Daniel Teen.
For our
Oh my God.
For our Spotify listeners, Cassandra right now is like she's eating
I am
3 lemons.
now. I'm totally confused. Actually, I am totally confused because
No,
I'm like,
because
am I hearing Andrea's opinion correctly or not? Considering
Yes, you are.
considering that episode 3 for me was one of the best stories I've ever seen in an episode, which could have done in a film.
Oh,
And I'm saying this like literally the best episode I've ever seen in any entire series I've watched. No, I have to say it. It was one of
It
the
is.
best.
Yep.
It one of the best hours I've watched.
It is
in a
world-class
scene.
television.
Exactly.
if anything,
It was
anything,
it's a pity that it just lasted for just an hour. Honestly.
It's because, Cassandra, Andrea wants like loads of fighting and violence and macho shit.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's not true.
We've
You're gonna get
been
that.
watching quite enough of fights from
I know, I mean,
from
Andrea, if you like-
infected
exactly.
people. So
Andrea, if you like, there's like 14 seasons of The Walking Dead. You can go and watch that shit.
Oh, I watched like 8, 9 seasons. No worry, I watched
you
enough.
went
I think.
9, I did 6, and I thought that was bad.
oh
I
my
think
God.
I did 7, 8, 9. Yes, is that right? Between 7, 8, 9. I forgot. Anyways, let's get back on topic, guys, because we've veered completely off. Really quickly, we'll get to the last of Us. By the way, guys, we have Franco's review of episode 8 to talk about later on. Cassandra, I haven't watched episode 8, right? Have you?
the 8th one is yesterday's, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly,
So
the
no,
one that
not
came
yet.
up
No,
last night.
not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
So Franco will give us a spoiler-free, very important spoiler-free review.
Spoiler free. Anyway,
I mean, me and Joe know what's going to happen.
Please.
I don't know. Cassandra, I haven't played the game, right? So
No,
I
not the
imagine-
game.
okay,
My
so-
husband did, and
Oh, okay.
yes, he did. But he still hasn't finished it yet. But all
Okay.
I know for sure is that he remembers he remembers certain shots of the game that are accurate on the series
Yes,
itself.
yes.
There's a lot of them.
And
completely.
he
Yeah.
actually felt the emotions whilst playing it and watching it. So
Stra?
yes,
That's an interesting
yes,
experience.
he did. That's what he's been mentioning ever since we've been watching the series together. Yes.
sorry to pull you back on track, guys. But I noticed Jonathan Major's ear is a bit strange. Can you see his ear is kind of like
I'm not one to talk about ears. My ears are tiny. That's why I hide them with my headphones. So, but two guys who are definitely not tiny are Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. Those
excellent
guys
segue into
are
it.
fucking ripped.
Yes.
55 minutes in, I can't say that word. And fortunately, I was happy to see this news just to, you know, kick a dead horse, because they managed to knock out Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania from the top spot with a $58 million domestic box office, and I think over $100 million worldwide. So
Sure.
Creed 3 has been doing really, really good. I think it's on track to make more than Creed 2, which I believe made around $350 million worldwide box office. I think it's on track to make around $400 million, which is very good for a Creed movie. Obviously helps when you have two guys like these who look incredible. But just a quick note, we'll get into that review later on. Talking about fighting, we also got a quick clip of Jake Gyllenhaal doing this.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
I mean, method acting, right?
I don't,
mean,
no,
that
I
or
don't
it's-
think.
That or
don't
it's
think-
really good acting.
No, I don't think it's method
This
acting with
isn't-
Jake Gyllenhaal.
This isn't the clip I watched. I think
Oh,
the
this
one.
isn't the clip you watched?
No,
No,
the one I
he
watched
the
was I
weigh-in.
think was is the
weigh-in.
pre-game.
Oh,
Yes, I think it was the way. Yes, it was a very short
Damn.
one though, and I just watched it this morning.
Oh.
Literally quickly because I had to rush to work. But I was very surprised. I was.
By the way, Andrea, Jake Gyllenhaal as a
Mhm.
man doesn't look empty.
Why?
he looks anything but empty, man. Look at those
He looks
abs, man.
anything black but an empty man.
Look at
Christ.
those biceps. I'm going to ignore it.
He's trying
completely, by
to
the way.
divert.
Yeah, right.
I think actually this is a good way for you, Andrea, to save what might have come across as homophobic before by now being really interested in Jake Gyllenhaal. So you do you.
I am
exactly.
incredibly interested both in Jake Gyllenhaal and, I mean, previously we were talking about both Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan, who, by the way, my girlfriend absolutely adores. I made the big mistake of getting her to watch Creed 1, and I've lost her.
Yeah. I mean,
I lost her to Michael B. Jordan now.
speaking as a straight male, I would simp for all three of them. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Me too.
I would lose myself as well to Michael B. Jordan.
yes,
But also, we mentioned it before, guys, I can't wait to see Eric Linden doing the stunts for this.
Oh,
yeah.
true,
He mentioned he was doing work with Gyllenhaal, so on this film. So be good.
So it'll be interesting. Don't know if you have any thoughts about this, guys, or else we can move on to the Oscars.
Cassandra has many thoughts right now.
No, not many at all. Just surprised.
You want to
Didn't-
talk about each
I
one
think
of his
he-
abs?
Well.
What
Each-
kind of cheese
what's
would you
each?
grate on those abs?
It could be quite a hard cheese. You could get like a proper like Parmesan cheese. and a
Pecorino.
big
Okay, can we
bread- or a
change
big
subject,
pecorino.
Can we change subject?
You're hating on cheese? You're hating on cheese right now?
No, it's because
Look at that kick, Cassandra. Look at that
it's
kick,
because
man. Oh
her
my God.
husband is in the room and she's gonna start
No,
blushing. That's fine. Let's move
he
on.
actually isn't. I don't think he actually knows yet about the whole news.
Oh, it's a secret.
Oh,
I think all I can say, I think, is that he's probably one of the actors which I had least thought he would do something like this. I don't know. Probably I don't know him enough. I might not be a big fan. I don't know.
Yeah, he did do like sort of physical transformation for Nightcrawler, but he went in
Yes,
the
that
other
I know.
direction.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes,
Exactly.
He
yes,
got, where, he
yes.
got, where he got really skinny and like I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
still really good looking, just in a creepy incel way.
Yes.
He did a
Very creepy.
he did a Christian Bale basically, from
Yeah,
The Machinist to Batman.
Yeah, but to be fair, in a much longer amount of time, because Christian Bale did those like 9 months apart because he's insane.
Yep.
He had a very good Netflix movie I watched with Tristian. I
Well,
can't remember the name, but he
Is
was...
it the pale blue eye, the recent one?
No, no, I'm
Jake
talking
Gyllenhaal.
about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
He had a
Jake
Netflix
Gyllenhaal.
movie.
Okay.
Did he?
And he was receiving 911 calls in
Oh,
it.
ambulance.
Not
Is it
ambulance.
ambulance?
That was no. It was a remake of
another
the Danish
remake.
film, which is
I
much
know
better.
it
The
was-
Danish film is much
Yeah.
better.
Yes,
The
I know.
Guilty.
I watched the Danish film as well.
The Guilty.
The Guilty, yes.
Yes.
The Danish film was
Guilty.
very good. But to be fair, I mean, the only good thing about the Netflix movie was Jake Gyllenhaal. He was
Yes, I mean,
very good.
Andrea,
in
I
it.
can tell you why you liked that one because it was made by Anton Fuqua.
Oh,
Ah,
Training Day.
that explains. Training Day. Although his most recent of movies, me
Andrea.
and Joe
An-
didn't like as much.
No.
Andrea, is it
Yes,
is it
Cassandra.
the guilty?
Yes, that's the
That's
one. The
the
Guilty.
one.
The
That's
Guilty.
the one. Okay.
Cassandra,
Yeah.
if you're going to watch The Guilty, watch the Danish one because it's
The Danish
Yeah.
one.
better
Yes.
than
Yes,
the
the Danish
American
one
Yes.
is much better.
I
Danish one is much better.
I read about that actually. I had no idea that there was another version.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Really, really good one location
Okay.
thriller. Really
Okay,
good.
good to know.
All right, guys. I think it's time.
Dum dum dum.
I think it's time.
Time to get my boxing gloves on.
He's waiting for you, Joe. There he is, number one as always.
We've gone through this.
All right, guys.
He's only number one
Nella.
because of alphabetical order.
I am
Actually, wait, no, he's
going
not.
to
Shit.
write everyone's predictions. By the way, guys, I don't want to hear just your predictions, all right? Your predictions and your choice, your personal choice, so which is different.
Okay, yeah.
Your prediction is who you think is going to win. Your choice is who do you want to win. Now, you can be as biased as you want. You don't need to base this on any kind of logic, your personal choice. So, for example, I'm just going to give you an example, for actor in a leading role, I'm going to say Paul Mescal, just because I think After Sun should get all the awards. Deep down, I don't think Paul Mescal deserves it, but I'm just being biased. I don't care. That's my choice. Okay? So, your prediction and your choice.
Yeah.
All right? So, let's start off. Franco, you're the first.
Objectively, and even though Joe will fucking hate me for it, objectively, Austin Butler will get it. And it's my prediction. But
So that's your prediction, uh-huh.
But personally, Istia.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
By the way, guys, I'm going to take down the prediction only, all right? That's
Okay.
what matters at the end of the day.
I'll make a graphic for
But
us.
I'd like to hear your opinion as well.
I might
So,
say,
who do you think should win? However, your choice.
because I haven't watched The Whale and Living, so I would go for Paul Mescal as well.
Mm.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Cassandra, what do you think?
So
Your prediction.
the prediction, I think it would be Austin Butler, as well.
Mm-hmm.
However, the choice for me as a choice, this is really hard because it's between.
Cassandra, quickly.
I know.
Quickly.
Why quickly?
No.
Why?
Just a second, because
Oh.
Joe is so angry that even the light behind him went red.
Yes, that's what I'm actually thinking. he has the theatrical film vibe as a background.
Yeah. He's literally in hell, basically, right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I fucking hate awards.
See?
So, as personal choice, as much as I love Paul's interpretation, I think I'm gonna go for Brendan Fraser.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Joe, your prediction, remember, you can win or lose on this, eh?
Okay.
Make the right choice.
I'm gonna go
Stan,
with...
what do we win? Stan, what do we win?
This is
now you
important. I
Actually,
think
yes, what do we win?
The pride of winning the
Of
podcast award.
Do we get to smugly say I was right on the next episode?
Best prediction award
if so,
from
I'm
the
in.
Active Podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna go with what my heart thinks first. My heart actually thinks differently to what it first thought, because initially my heart wanted Colin Farrell to win this award, but just because of the performance, because of the renaissance this person has had, because of the person this guy seems to be as extremely likable, I'd love for Brendan Fraser to get this award. Like with
Okay.
the tough times that he had in his
Yes.
not just his career but in his life, to come back and to do a role as challenging as the Whale and to be as endearing as he was, I would love for him to get that recognition.
I agree.
My prediction, I've been saying it
Yes.
ever since the nominees came out. I don't need to repeat myself. It is 100% going to be Austin Butler, and I'm gonna.
Yes.
It's yeah.
Look, if Brendan Fraser wins it, I'd be happy and you would be vindicated, huh? Joe, I'm
I
telling
hope
you
so.
because
It's not
Brendan
normal for me to be
Fraser.
vindicated.
Really though.
No.
So, my personal choice would, like I said, be Paul Mescal. I think his interpretation of someone suffering from depression in After Sun was brilliant. Great physical acting, great personal performance. So, I loved it. My prediction, unfortunately, I have to be realistic. All signs show that Austin Butler is going to win this. And that is my prediction. I think Brendan Fraser could do an upset here. I think he could upset.
Yeah.
I doubt it, though. I think Austin Butler has it ready and won. Next up, so that is actor in leading role. Now, actor in a supporting role. Franco, your prediction and who you think should win.
Oof. Okay. Okay, so my prediction, I think my prediction is also my personal one. Ki Hyuk Kwan.
Okay.
I think after the which was it? Was it the DGAs? Many of the leading roles of everything everywhere all at once were taken by Asian actors
Yes.
and Asian American actors. So I think
Yeah.
the Academy, if the Academy gives it to the whitest guy in these,
I mean, Franco definitely was in the BAFTAs, let's put it that way.
exactly, like it would be another surprise if Barry Keoghan gets it, So
Yeah. Yes.
But
the
I'm
BAFTAs aren't real
feeling,
anyway.
I think Ki Hyuk Kwan will snatch it.
Okay. So, Franco thinks Ki Hyuk Kwan. Cassandra, who do you think
So-
will win it? Your prediction?
so-
And who do you think should win it?
So I believe that following all the awards which I had watched, the predicted winner would be Ki Hui Kwan. I mean, of course, he did brilliantly in Everything Everywhere All at Once, for sure. But my personal choice, as much as I loved Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees, I still have the love of Barry Keoghan's character, so that's my personal choice. I love
Okay,
Barry
fair enough.
Keoghan's character portrayal so much in The Banshees.
It's a great one, to be fair.
He has
Joe.
I believe that
sorry, Cassandra.
what I wanted to add is that since the film was based in the 20s, I believe that there was some sort of a backstory that he was suffering from a very particular mental illness that society didn't know, and he just showed it in his face
Yeah.
so much.
That's very personal.
Yes, very. And that's why I loved his character, especially in the lake scene with
As
Kerry Coleman.
I saw you shared it.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
I just
Yeah.
that scene literally my heart was shattered into pieces literally
Bro,
every time I watch it.
Well,
All right.
there goes my dream.
Yep. Yep. Fucking hell.
Feck, yeah.
Andrea.
Joe.
Oh, sorry, Joe. Sorry.
I'll keep it short. It's going to be Ki Hyuk Kwan for both of them. There's no doubt in my mind.
And who do you think should win it?
No, same.
All right,
Again, another
interesting.
person who's had a great resurgence of a career. Absolutely deserves it. Incredibly endearing person. Seems like a great guy. Was great in the film. Delivers one of my favorite lines in recent years, which is the now
True.
famous in in another, like, despite the heartbreak in another life, I would have like nothing more than to do laundry and taxes with you.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Agree.
Love
Agree.
that.
All right. My choice is obviously I think Hugh Kwan is going to win it. That's my prediction. My personal choice, despite Judd Hirsch having some of the best, one of the best scenes of this year, I think, in my opinion, in the Fabelmans, I think personally that I would give it to Barry Keoghan, whose performance was truly heartfelt, in my opinion, in Banshees. So I personally would give it to Barry Keoghan. But my prediction is Ki Hugh Kwan. Next up, actress in a leading role.
Doom, doom, doom.
This one is one of those big question marks, I think, because I thought it was going to be very one-sided. It's not. Franco, your prediction and your choice.
Oh. This is a really tough one.
Yeah.
Both this prediction and personally, because prediction I would go Cate Blanchett, but personally would be Michelle Yeoh.
All right. So prediction, Cate Blanchett. All right. So why Michelle Yeoh, Franco?
No, again, by the looks of it, by the amount of awards that she's garnering, she has a chance of clinching the award away from Cate Blanchett. Even though Cate Blanchett is with Tar, if she doesn't get an award for that, it's gonna again, but it's not a win and it's not a lose, because if Michelle Yeoh gets it, it's good. I wouldn't if it's given to Michelle Williams though, it's kind of like because it didn't feel authentic to her performance in Fabelmans. It felt very theatrical. I know it's good. It's the character, but it didn't feel lived in as much as Andrea Riseborough force as well.
Exactly. I would be very happy with an Andrea Riseborough win, for example.
Oh, I think there will be a lot of criticism with that.
Yeah.
Following the controversy of her nomination.
But the performance.
People will
But
shit
you watched it?
I haven't watched it yet, but I watched the trailer. It seems a really good one.
Is she?
The performance is excellent.
Yeah.
Lavish, man.
Yeah.
That's a bloody, really visceral, really powerful performance.
True.
Very well deserving, although I think Cate Blanchett should win it. Sorry, I'll get to my opinion later on. So, Cassandra, your prediction and who do you think should win it?
I think, even though I haven't watched Tar yet, I believe I'm going to go with the same prediction and choice as Franco. So I'm going to say predicted winner would be Cate Blanchett for Tar, following watching the trailer several times and also her speeches, especially during the BAFTA, considering all the sacrifices that she has taken for the role. And the personal choice would be Michelle Yeoh.
Okay, all right. Franco, Michelle Yeoh was your personal choice or your prediction?
My personal choice. My prediction was...
Your personal choice.
My prediction was Cate Blanchett.
Okay. All right. Joe, your prediction?
I'm about to throw you guys a curveball because my prediction, given the Spirit Awards and the history they tend to have with the Oscar winners, and because the Oscars is a popularity contest more than anything, my prediction is Michelle Yeoh.
Okay.
I think she's got it. And my heart wants Cate Blanchett because I wish she was my mum.
Freud is really interested right now. Freud just woke up from his grave.
No, okay. Context. One, I mean, she's Cate Blanchett. She's Lady Galadriel. Like another one. That's a huge female on a pedestal in my childhood. And again,
I mean, she narrates The Lord of the Rings, guys.
And in that film, she's 7,000 years old and looks incredible. Anyway, I also would like her to be Yes, I would also like her to be my mother because in Tar, she's stylistically one of the coolest people I've ever seen. And the way she fucking threatens a 6-year-old is incredible.
Mom. I've heard about this. I want to watch it so badly.
Amazing.
Do it. Do it now.
Amazing.
Leave and do it now.
Basically, Mom, if you're listening, I wish you threatened bullies. Who am I kidding? My mother doesn't listen to this shit.
So I thought you were gonna say basically, Mom, I wish you were a 70,000-year-old cougar, basically.
Well, that's
Joe, a very weird thing happened this week. I also had a conversation about Cate Blanchett being my mum as well.
Oh, yeah?
With Tristan. Yeah.
fair play.
We were talking about the awards, by the way. I don't know how we ended up in that conversation, though. But we ended up with the same resolution.
Yeah.
With regard to my choice, my personal choice would be Cate Blanchett, and like Joe, my prediction is Michelle Yeoh winning it.
2
I
versus
think,
2.
and for the exact same reason as Joe has given. It's a popularity contest, and right now Michelle Yeoh has all the momentum
Yes.
going into the awards. So I think Michelle Yeoh will win it, but I think it would be very unjust for Cate Blanchett because her performance was fucking incredible. One of the best performances of the past few years I've seen.
Yep.
So I'll be from all the decisions, I think this is one of those that will really upset me.
It's true.
But yeah, now we'll see. Yes, it's gonna upset me a lot. No, I have nothing against Michelle Yeoh and her performance and everything everywhere. But Cate Blanchett was so good in Tar. I'm gonna be very upset. Very, very upset.
No, it's so
Andre,
true.
we just care about our family. We want our mother to win. Small point.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
So Pedro Pascal is daddy, and now Cate Blanchett is
Pedro
mommy.
Pascal is daddy. Oh, that's a family. Yeah, Pedro
Imagine if they
Pascal
were your
daddy.
parents.
Cate Blanchett mommy. Sheesh. That's an Nepo baby in the making.
Freud was alive, and I was like, yes, you tell me more.
If Cate Blanchett and Pedro Pascal had to have a child, that's one damn good-looking kid as well. Like you just
Wait, but then imagine if he comes out looking like Grogu, then that would be something, eh?
You know what? Maybe that's what Grogu is. Maybe that's why he's so powerful in the Force. And it's like the baby of like a Mandalorian and an elven princess. You're onto something there.
I really would prefer not thinking about Grogu's conception, but yeah, I mean, we've gone there.
No one wants to think about their parents having sex. It's natural.
Oh, comment down below who would like your parents to be, basically.
And do you think Pedro Pascal and Cate Blanchett are Grogu's parents? Oh God.
That's a good TikTok.
Next
huh?
up.
That's a good TikTok.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
I've taken it down.
is.
I'm looking forward to this.
Next up. Franco, actress in a supporting role. Who takes it? Who do you think should take it?
Mela. Support. Oh. Holy shit. This is another one, huh?
It's tough.
I'd say prediction, Stephanie Shu. Favorite, Kerry Condon.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Spicy.
Interesting. Very spicy. Yeah. Mine is my prediction is much more boring than that. Okay. Cassandra.
Wow. This I think this was the most difficult one. Because I love Jamie Lee Curtis's and Stephanie Shu's interpretations. But then I love Kerry Condon's and the Banshees, Hong Chau's and the Way. I watched them all and it's really confusing to actually choose. Wow. Wow, this is really difficult. So, wow. So prediction, I would say Stephanie Shu.
Okay.
No, personal one is between Carrie and Jamie because I loved both. Because usually the personal ones don't tend to win, that's why.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Jamie Lee Curtis as your personal choice.
Yeah.
Joe.
This is actually, I think, the hardest category there is
Yeah.
because it's the one that's been most inconsistent throughout the awards race because 4 out of 5 of them have won separate awards in different awards categories in
Yes,
the last
that's-
couple of months.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. I think the most popular one, which is going to be my prediction, as much as I hate to say it, it's probably Angela Bassett is the most popular one.
Really?
Yeah, she seems like the most popular choice.
True.
Yeah.
In terms of what the heart wants, Kerry Condon, like without a doubt. I
So-
adored her performance in that film. So yeah, I do like Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere at Once, but like, it's very much to me a bit part rather than like actual like meat on the bones in that performance. Which is good. She's great. It's not taking anything away from it. But I would choose Stephanie Shu above Jamie Lee Curtis, so I was going to rank them. But no, the heart wants Kerry.
All right.
You think so? You think Stephanie Shu is better than Kerry Condon in The Banshees?
No.
Or the opposite?
No,
Joe, you
opposite
think
to
Kerry
that.
Condon is
I
better?
think
I
I think Kerry Condon is the best performance here, probably followed by Hong Zhao. But I think Angela Bassett's going to win.
It's Joe.
All right, my prediction is Angela Bassett, 100%. I think she's going to win this. I think this is in the bag for her. My personal choice, I'm going to surprise you, but my personal choice is between Kerry Condon and Angela Bassett. Two very different performances, like complete opposites. In one case, we have like the Queen with powerful speeches, and some very powerful emotional speeches and moments as well in Black Panther. And then obviously Kerry Condon is still emotional, but completely understated performance. Very nuanced. I am between, am I going to go for the flashy performance or am I going to go for the really nuanced, understated performance? I really don't know. I think this is the one I've struggled the most with choosing. I think I'll just go with Angela Bassett because I really, really liked her performance. I think I would watch Black Panther Wakanda Forever just to see her performance, to be honest, because she was powerhouse, and that she was a true powerhouse in that movie. So I'll go, my personal choice would be Angela Bassett, but I would be very happy with a Kerry Condon win here as well.
I think if
Okay.
Angela takes it, that means that she would be the first actor to win an Oscar in a Marvel movie, right?
In a Marvel movie,
In an acting
Oh.
category, yes, for
In
sure.
an acting
Yes.
category,
Acting
yes,
category,
yes,
yes.
yes. Because
Exactly.
usually they've won
yes.
several others or other awards, yes, but with an acting
Damn.
award,
true.
yes.
Yes.
I mean, I loved
Very
hers,
true.
but yeah.
Astute observation. So Angela Bassett would be
Sure.
the auntie then.
Sorry, Franco?
Angela
I mean,
Angela Bassett
again,
would be
she's
the auntie.
stunning in this. Yeah, she's stunning in this.
Auntie-
She's
Auntie Bassett.
damn. Oh, she's stunning in Black Panther, and her speeches. She had me going, huh? Her speeches are really rousing and really emotional. Okay, we're not. Shall we do predictions for everything, or shall we do it just for the big ones, guys? What do you
I
think?
don't know, I think animated feature film, we all know what's going to happen.
Big ones.
I mean, we all know what's going to
I
happen.
I hope that he takes it.
Yeah, no, he
Let's go
will.
off.
I mean, I hope so.
Have you watched
Because
Puss in Boots, Last Wish?
apparently Puss in Boots is doing very well. I haven't watched it yet.
It's amazing. It's so good. I would give it to Puss in Boots, personally. Although, acknowledging all the hard work that has gone into Pinocchio.
Animation
But-
is cinema.
Oh my God, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. The antagonist in that is so good.
Okay.
I think my favorite antagonist
It's
of 2022.
well, basically it's the guy who plays Pablo Escobar in Narcos, the voice
Exactly.
actor. Walter Murja.
The voice acting. But the Walter Mura,
Walter
Wagner,
Wagner.
Mura.
Have you guys?
So the
guys,
voice acting is incredible.
check him out in Elite Squad 1 and Elite Squad 2. It's two Brazilian movies, and there's Walter.
I have it written down. I have them written down in my list because after watching Puss in Boots, I was like, what has he been in? And I thought, oh, he's Escobar. And I was like, okay, let me see what other movies he's been in. And then obviously I listed them down. Have you watched them, Franco?
I watched them both. So I remember.
Ooh, okay.
I remember him before he appeared in what's its name? Elysium.
Tusen.
Okay, so I think this Pinocchio will win it, guys. I think everyone agrees
Yeah.
on that.
Yep.
I think our predictions are all Pinocchio.
There might
You've
there
watched
might
Marcel
be
the Shell,
surprises.
right, Cassandra?
Sorry. No.
You watched Marcel the Shell,
I've
the Shell.
only,
No, you haven't?
I've
Oh, I thought
only
you watched-
watched Guillermo's and Turning Red.
Okay. What do you think about Turning Red,
I
Cassandra?
loved it. I remember I
Uh-huh.
had mentioned it in my top 10 back when we met in the first time you invited me. Actually, it was for me. It is one of the best father-daughter type of animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I really liked Turning Red as well. It was such a sweet
Yes.
movie. So I really liked it. I personally think Puss in Boots should win this.
Okay.
It's very good at.
I,
It's much cleverer than any Puss in Boots movie should ever be, honestly.
good to know.
But yeah, so that's animated feature film.
Turning Red, for whoever didn't see it, is about becoming a communist in the modern times, basically.
No, Cassandra, tell Franco what it's about. I feel awkward saying what it's about.
I know what it's about, but that's a great read.
Tell Franco what it's about.
It's
Cassandra.
about
know.
going through puberty, isn't it?
I know.
No, even more specific than that.
Red shirt?
Something red,
Oh my god.
and not your background, Joe.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
And not your jacket, Andrea.
No. It's about. Oh God, I feel really awkward
No,
saying this.
seriously.
It's about.
I know,
Franco
I know,
doesn't
I
know
know.
what it's about. Franco, do you
No,
still
I
don't know
know-
what
no, I know,
Turning Red
I-
is about?
No, I know what it's about. I know what it's about. Yeah,
Oh,
it's about
alright, okay.
About women's period.
exactly. Did it a teenager?
It's about women's period.
Exactly. Her first one. Yeah.
Why are we whispering? It's about a girl getting a period. Like,
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe. Thank
weird
you.
whisper.
There's
Don't talk about that.
no taboo about it.
No, I'm joking. I grew up in St. Aloysius, guys.
Okay. Boys school.
Well,
Boys school. No. I
know
was
the
educated
feeling.
at St. Martin's.
listen.
I know.
I was in a church school as well, and believe me, you're talking about female stuff, and this still seemed like a taboo. Okay, so yeah, I know.
وش تعترض كانوا يدوا.
Yes. Exactly.
My
Yeah,
girlfriend
so-
went to St. Dorothy's, and they were essentially told if you have sex, you'll get pregnant and die.
Yes, I remember that as well.
Oh my God.
Not become a red panda.
Oh.
No. Not as fun as that.
Lano. Anyway.
Moving on. Cinematography. Franco.
Oh,
Haha. I haven't seen Roger Deakins. I would say, I don't know, objectively, Elvis. They might give it to Elvis.
true.
But personally, even though I haven't watched it, Bardo.
Okay.
Because I've seen some of the images. It's pretty interesting, huh? And it's Darius Konji. Darius Konji, who's famous for Seven, Uncut Gems. So there you have it.
Ooh, damn. All right, so you think Elvis is going to... Seriously, you think Elvis is going to win this? Damn.
I mean, popularity, if we're judging by popularity, Elvis.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
Joe might tell me All Quiet on the Western Front if we're judging by popularity. But we'll see.
Cassandra.
So I would say prediction would be Elvis, but personal definitely All Quiet on the Western Front.
Heck the fam.
Just literally the first shot of that film. Just impressive. That's when I literally fell in love with it. The opening shot was
Yes.
just amazing.
Oh, amazing. And the tank scene.
Yeah.
Jesus. So good. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, I do want to comment and say that this is my least favorite category from this year's Oscars because it feels like they've gone really safe with 90% of who they've voted for here. Because I mean, obviously Roger Deakins is one of the best cinematographers of all time, but anything he does is going to get nominated for, so it's incredibly safe. I think prediction, I'm going to go All Quiet on the Western Front.
See?
And I'm actually going to go an even bigger curveball on what I want. Let's think. What was the best shot film I watched last year? I'm actually going to say I'm going to go fucking so far out of left field. What I want, The Batman. It's not even nominated.
Which I was going to
I mean, just for the car scene.
Yes, exactly.
I was going to
Yes,
say.
That's
true.
also
I
beautifully
was going to
shot.
say, why is it not there? Top Gun is not there. Top Gun
Yes.
Maverick.
And Top Gun, man.
Top
How's
Gun was
not
in
this?
Best Picture. Is in best. It's just in Best Picture. If
Which
I'm
is
not mistaken.
kind of
Yes. Yes.
And Top Gun is in Best Picture for its cinematography.
Yes. Exactly.
what?
So, what?
These are
I
movies.
don't get it.
These are movies from last year.
Yeah.
So why is Norseman?
I mean, to be fair, Bardo, I haven't watched, so I can't comment about it. Empire of Light.
Empire of Light.
It doesn't look like a very
Babylon.
inspired
If-
movie, I'm
Babylon.
going to be honest.
Yeah,
Babylon,
Babylon could
for
easily be
example.
in this list. It shouldn't win, but it could easily be here. It could.
Yeah.
Just for the party scene
Yeah.
at the start, it should be there, I think.
Have you seen it
personally.
I
yet,
think-
Cassandra?
Not yet. But I've been wanting
Enjoy.
to watch it, but I ended up sick when I
Enjoy,
wanted
lucky
to
you.
go to the cinema and watch it. I know.
Oh.
Cassandra, you love musicals, so I have no
I
doubt
know.
you'll enjoy Babylon.
I know I'm gonna love it. I love Damien Chazelle's work so far. So
Yeah,
yes.
you'll enjoy it for sure.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is that in this category, I think they should actually increase the amount of nominations.
Yeah.
Because 5 are literally not enough. I was
Yeah.
very surprised with this category actually. Because Empire, even when you consider Empire of Light, if I'm not mistaken, it only got this nomination or maybe another.
Yes.
Other
Yeah.
than that, you don't see it in any other category.
I mean, even the Fabelmans wasn't included in this list. It's a
No,
really
no.
well
True.
shot
No.
list.
But
exactly.
You're right.
Yes,
True,
It's a really weak list of cinematography this year.
yes.
The cinematography and production design in Fabelmans is what does it, to be honest.
Sometimes I do actually mix up this category with the Best Picture. Like you kind
There's a-
of you
Go for
expect
it. Go
that.
for it.
No, because what I was gonna say is, you kind of expect that whoever is nominated in this category should be also nominated in the Best Picture. Am I correct?
I mean,
I think I was
there's
gonna.
a storytelling element as well to
I
it
was
all.
gonna mention,
But-
in fact, Decision to Leave. Decision to Leave is also in the Best Picture, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
Decision to Leave. Oh yeah, I wrote it down. When I was writing down my predictions, I wrote down Decision to Leave for this. How did you mention it? So like Joe, I think Decision to Leave should win this, but since the Academy seemed to have completely ignored it, I don't think anyone at the Academy watched Decision to Leave, or they have no idea what cinematography is. Then I must give my choice to All Quiet on the Western Front, which still is a beautifully
Yeah,
shot
it's
movie
very
and
well shot.
well deserves its place there. So I think from all the movies, the one movie that I think there are 2 movies that deserve their place here: All Quiet and Tar. Tar was also a very beautifully shot movie.
immaculate.
Bardo, I can't comment about because I haven't watched. So All Quiet on the Western Front, very well deserved. I think it should win it, and I think it will win it as well. I think it has all the momentum after the BAFTAs. So my prediction is All Quiet on the Western Front. Costumes, I think. I wonder if we're all going to be in agreement here. Franco.
Babylon.
Oh,
Do-do,
is that
do-do,
both of your
do-do,
answers?
do-do.
Fair enough.
Cassandra.
Moving
I-
on.
Even though I haven't watched it, I'm gonna say Babylon predicted, and personal would be everything everywhere all at once, or everywhere all at once.
Interesting.
It is a mouthful of a title, just to let you know.
Yeah,
It is a mouthful.
it
because
is.
I was going to say it in short, like EEAAO.
Yeah,
But it doesn't
yeah,
make any sense.
Yeah, I'm writing it down as
EEAO.
EAAO actually.
Can you imagine the EA
Joe.
guy saying EEAA? Oh, to the gags. It's in the game.
EEAAO sports.
This category is going to hurt me. It hurts me a lot. Because as you guys know, I was the first of the three of us to be taken into the Babylon hive, and I live there with my other Babylon bees, and it's great. But I think, as much as I fucking hate to say it, I think Elvis is going to win this. Yeah.
I mean, if Elvis wins anything, might as well win costume
It's gonna,
design.
it's
Remember
gonna
that, guys?
fucking win everything it's nominated for. That's the problem. But moving on.
It's gonna win editing.
What?
I mean, if it wins anything, you might as well win editing,
No.
right? I mean, if Elvis wins anything, might as well win Best
It should
Picture,
win
right?
nothing. Anyway, moving on. What my heart wants to win actually isn't Babylon. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once, because the costume design in
shit.
that film is
Yes.
fucking off the charts.
Agree.
Okay. Interesting. So, I'm going to surprise you guys here. So, my choice for who I think will win is Babylon. I think Babylon has this in the bag. And well deserved. But, and I'm going to surprise you here, with regard to costumes, I really think Everything Everywhere All at Once does an amazing job with regard to costumes. I tip my hat to that movie. I'm not sure between choosing Babylon and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm not sure between the two. But again, this might be a big surprise for you guys, but I really think they did a great job with the costume design and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Again, they did also a very good job in Babylon. So stuff for me to choose, and I don't feel like I'm the best person to decide on something like costumes, personally speaking. But my prediction is Babylon for costumes.
All right.
Interesting.
It's a tough one.
One of the big ones.
Ah,
Directing. Franco.
wow.
Oh, my heart.
Big
my,
oof.
Actually,
my
it's
heart
not
aches.
tough at all.
Steven Spielberg. No, that's okay. Where's Elvis in this side, Joe? No, okay. So seriously,
I think Baz
Oof,
is
this-
devastated after seeing this.
Good.
buzz there, man. Because in all honesty, the Daniels did an amazing job directing Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
I think that goes personally, even though Martin McDonagh is there as well, huh? But I would like Lalo. It's tough. Look, I'm gonna go actually on a curve one. Like, keeping in mind what Joe said about the popularity contest, I think Fabelmans will win it. But personally, can I choose three? Because Martin McDonagh, Todd Field, Daniels, they all did a great job. Sorry, Ruben Östlund. Jag gillar inte.
Ruben Östlund.
Jag gillar inte det film. Ursäkta mig.
I was disappointed with your movie.
I didn't like it. I said I'm sorry, I didn't like your movie. That's it.
I didn't finish it.
Close enough. I'm really surprised that you guys didn't like Triangle of Sadness.
boring.
Haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it too.
I liked it. I really liked it. I didn't love it. I really liked it though. Very close to loving it. But the third half of the movie lost me completely. But anyways, moving on. So your prediction, Franco, is The Fabelmans.
Yes.
Cassandra.
Well, I think prediction would be the same as Franco's, considering that Steven Spielberg and he also won the award in La Biennale as well. Berlinale, sorry. Personal. Really hard, even though I haven't watched Tar yet. This is really hard.
Tick.
I
Tock.
think,
Tick.
yeah.
Tock.
What was yours, Franco? What was yours?
My personals.
Yeah.
Actually, I chose 3 for personals. Man.
Yeah,
Like Tar,
that's my issue too. It's between the Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Tar. Actually,
go for all 3. Go for all 3.
can I just go for all 3, please? Thank you.
Go for all 3. Fair enough.
This is another hard one to decide.
Yes, a very tough one.
Yes.
It's not like Andrea's gonna strike us with a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
What does it-
I
what does it-
I might have a lightning bolt in my pocket. You don't know that.
Is that a lightning bolt in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Joe?
I'm always happy to see you.
Is that a lightning bolt in your pocket? Wait. Is that a lightning bolt in your pocket, or is Cate Blanchett your mother?
Guys, we have 20 minutes. Guys, we have to hurry up.
Okay, we can skim through some, but like, we don't care about documentaries.
Oh, we'll definitely skip
Yes.
some. Joe,
Okay, I'm
If
gonna give
it's
you one.
possible,
I'm gonna give you my
actually.
answer. I'm gonna give you my answer for both of them right here, and Daniel's. Mike is on.
so with regard to my prediction, I agree that I think the Daniels will win this. I think they have a lot of momentum going in right now. My personal choice, sorry guys, Spielberg.
Boo.
That's my personal choice. I really liked Fabelman's. I
Woman is so
empathized a lot with that movie. Next up, guys, I don't know how many of these you've
None.
watched. I've watched
None.
None.
Fire of Love,
None.
Navalny, and I've loved both.
None.
You watched Navalny, Franco?
I watched, but I'm not very. It's very lip-tied, so I have to say.
That's an adjective.
I have to say.
Oh, man. We've gone into incel territory. Yeah.
No.
First episode in ages where we had
Because
someone who is into white male, and it's the one episode where we've gone into incel territory. Yeah, guys,
Andrea, just
careful.
because you hated
Okay.
episode 3 and 7 of The Last of Us, you don't need to project your incel agenda on
No, I didn't hate them. Whoa. I just said they're my least
You were the one
favorite.
who refused to talk about periods, and I did, so I'm not wearing this incel badge. I'm sorry.
True.
I
Right
love
up.
the fact that you're so outspoken, Joe.
I just
Oh.
who gives a shit. Like,
Ah,
Wait, I'll talk about periods here.
I'll be all human beings at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Don't
Thank
we
you.
all get our periods? Don't we all
Exactly.
get our
Oh,
periods?
of
one
course
way-
you do. Of course you
in,
do.
in one way or another, and in fact, this isn't to take away from female problems. When men get their periods, they're way more dramatic. Mic drop again.
Oh, thank you. You're so empathic.
We
you.
we get our menopause as well.
Exactly.
Menopause.
If
our period.
men had periods, if men like legitimately had to menstruate, we'd be the most fucking unbearable people on earth.
Joe, is there a phase in my growth which went lacking here?
What?
I haven't had my period yet.
You haven't?
No.
Okay. You one day now, the period fairy will like visit you at bedtime. Since you're an incel, spoiler, she's black, so prepare yourself for that. And she'll bestow a period upon you.
Wait, 1 second. I voted for Angela Bassett, huh?
Yeah, well,
I have black friends.
that's as much as a virtue signal as the Academy do. Yeah,
I can't be racist. I have black friends.
we've devolved on this podcast. Apologies, Cassandra.
Okay,
Sorry,
no.
sorry.
Let's
I
move
was
on,
actually
guys.
gonna add one more tip. Call it a name. Just call it a name.
Pepina.
True,
It will be more
What's
fun.
yours?
It will be more fun.
Cassandra,
That's all I.
Call it the turning red.
Nah, make it a
Screw it.
Maltese. No. Just name it with a Maltese, pure Maltese
Midsommar.
name.
Midsommar.
Why?
I used to say to my sister, I mean, growing up with a sister who was not shy about these things, when she was in a bad mood, I used to tell her, like, oh, have the painters come round to redecorate? That was always the thing that we refer to it as.
Lala.
Oh my god.
Moving swiftly
Swiftly
on.
Okay. Let's just change subject. Okay.
Really quickly, film editing, guys. What's the best edited movie do you think from all of these, Franco?
Wait, because I'm dying. Just go, Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Okay. So I think I would say prediction would be Everything Everywhere All at Once. And as much as I love the Banshees again and Elvis, I would say even personal one would be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Kidokies, Everything Everywhere All at Once, getting the love. Joe.
Prediction, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Personal, Babylon.
Ooh. Which
I'm
should be
I'm
there.
full of them today.
True.
Franco.
Mela. Prediction, Elvis. A personal, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay. And my prediction is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and my personal choice is...
Tread lightly.
No, not Elvis. Thinking Top Gun. I like the editing in
Yeah, it's
Top
a
Gun.
very well edited film.
I really like the editing in Top
Yep.
Gun. So my personal choice, I think, is between Everything Everywhere All at Once and Top Gun. I like the editing in both. International feature film. I think we all know what's going to win, right?
That's the only one I've seen as well.
AQOTWS.
Not really. I would say Close is a close second.
I think so. I think so too, yeah.
But what's your choice for, Franco?
No, for prediction, Close, and obviously because it's
Ooh, all right.
because it's the only one I've seen from one of them. EO personal.
So your prediction is Close.
yeah.
What's
I thought it's close.
Interesting.
It's close to what? Yeah, that's close. Yeah.
Cassandra, what's your prediction for this?
Since I only watched one of them, I'm gonna say both prediction and personal, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Joe, I think yours is All Quiet, right?
Same,
As well?
yes.
Mm-hmm. Mine is also All Quiet on the Western Front.
And this podcast is anything but all quiet, huh?
No,
How is Babylon not nominated in this?
because
Yeah.
the Academy
True.
hates me.
How is it possible not nominated Babylon? I honestly, I don't get it. And I mean, at least the Batman got mentioned.
The thing is,
the music.
it's a bit weird. with-
music.
Franco.
Not me.
Who had the best makeup?
The best makeup. Everything Everywhere All at Once. What?
Yeah.
And who had the best looking hair? Everything
It's not even the
everywhere.
current filmmaster.
Wait, Everything Everywhere All at Once is not here.
No, it
It's not
isn't.
there.
It's very funny. Very funny. But it's in the costume.
I
It's in the
assumed it was
costume
there.
category.
But all guys.
Oh my God, what the
Yeah.
I think can we all agree as prediction it might be The Whale.
Yeah, it might be, yeah. That's my prediction, actually.
Huh. No, I think Elvis wins this. Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry, Joe. Most guys.
Yeah, Franco's still a neutral in this war because he hasn't seen Elvis
No,
yet.
true. Franco, your prediction is The Whale?
The Whale. Sorry, that's my impression of a whale.
I'm going to take that as a yes. Cassandra.
Prediction Elvis, but personal The Whale.
Okay.
Definitely The Whale.
Mm-hmm. Joe?
Same. Unfortunately.
And same, my prediction is Elvis, and I think, well, quite on the Western Front, I mean, all that grime and all that muck. Looks good, huh?
But
Looks
the
good.
muck is more like,
But
set, it's more like
hairstyle
set
then?
design rather than like makeup and hairstyling.
Then why would it get a nomination here?
Because the Academy are stupid. We've established this.
But I'm assuming that they're going to take all the muck and all that stuff as makeup.
I
in which
guess,
case,
like
then
the
I
stuff on
think,
their skin.
or quite on
yeah.
the Western Front. This, I think, would deserve it then in that case. If we don't have Babylon here, because I think Babylon should win this, honestly.
Yes.
Okay, so my prediction, however, is Elvis. I think Elvis will win this, unfortunately. Music.
No.
There's only one. Can we skip this one?
There's
There's
only
one,
one, right?
okay?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
It's
And at least it's also going to actually
yes,
win. So
it's the one I play every time I cook a meal ever since I've seen the film.
I did it before even watching it, Joe.
I've strangely started listening to it whilst in the
Oh
gym,
my
and
God.
it's really effective.
It was just catchy from the moment I watched
Yep.
the trailer.
Incredible.
1 second. I mean, guys, we can skip the next
Yeah,
ones,
this-
right?
We could do writing and then go
Writing,
straight to
the
Best
Banshees.
Picture. I
Right.
think.
Let's do writing. Let's do writing and then go straight to Best Picture. So, Franco, adapted screenplay, go.
I mean, Knives Out, Franco, obviously.
But wait, there's women talking. Le.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
About
There is.
personal favorite, I would say Knives Out. And but women talking, you might be in a chance to win it.
Now Andrea's upset.
Ma che cazzo? Oh, ragazzi, ma che cazzo state dicendo? Ma
Ma che minchia dici? Che minchia dici?
ma che minchia dici?
Yeah, guys,
We're on the bicycle.
I
teams.
barely have a grasp on the English language, let alone another two. So
Cassandra, ma questo qua sta facendo proprio sta facendo storia, dai, per forza.
Avanti.
Posso? Ok.
Scozzese di merda, dici.
1 second, Franco, your prediction. Sorry, I didn't write it down.
Prediction women
Italian.
talking.
Okay.
Donne parlando, hey.
Women are talking, according to what's his name now. Madonna, he was in that awful Sony movie.
you mean
Mark Wahlberg.
every Sony movie?
When he went up to present the award, he was like, "And women are talking." Screenplay by Sarah Polley.
Jesus
He said women are talking.
Moron.
Anyway, so Franco's prediction is women talking. Cassandra.
I haven't watched Living and Women Talking yet. Unfortunately. I think I'm gonna go with prediction All Quiet on the Western Front. Personal one. I think I'm gonna have to remain with the same film because I didn't like A Knives Out. They had rather stayed with the first one. I'm sorry to say, I was very disappointed with the plot. I love the acting, but for me, I anticipated the murderer from the beginning. I'm sorry, the privileged, uneducated guy. Of course, he had to be the murderer.
We're not huge defenders of that film, so it's fine.
So yeah, that's why I was surprised with your opinion, Franco. Sorry.
Suck it.
I just thought this was fine.
What,
Okay,
Joe?
I'm getting aggressive. Jesus. I thought Knives Out was just fine. I would.
Nah. Nah.
It sucked. Joe, your prediction.
Prediction: All Quiet on the Western Front, without a doubt. My heart wants women talking. Because I really enjoyed that film.
Okay, interesting. My prediction is All Quiet on the Western Front, and my choice is definitely All Quiet on the Western Front. I think it's one of the best movies of the year.
Which Knives Out?
Mel,
Hey.
more like one of the worst movies of the year. Writing.
Be very careful with this
Originally
one. guys.
Screenplay.
Writing. This is interesting. This is
Wait,
another.
Fabelman,
This is
so.
another. This is
but man,
another
how
tough
this one
one.
is. This is the writing for all these, I think.
Yeah.
Which Fabelman?
No, the
Insane.
Fabelmans should not be here. It betrays every rule of screenwriting that was ever written. So it should
I
not
disagree. I
If you had to
disagree.
replace the Fabelmans with something else, what would it be then, Joe?
Nighttime.
Considering that you've watched it.
If I could replace it with anything, an original screenplay. Tried to think of films that I watched last year. I'd replace it basically with anything.
Is it that bad with the writing? Really?
You know that genuinely
It's-
puts
it's,
ahead to throw a curveball ahead of the Fablemans. Pearl.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
Ostra,
I knew you were gonna
True.
say that.
but
True.
for writing,
Yes, true.
Ostra-
Absolutely,
true,
it's a
true,
fantastic.
true.
Okay,
This is her speech at the end, the monologue, is incredible.
Lallo.
And it's
So
like so
good.
nuanced as
Yeah.
well, and like characters don't shout out loud how other characters are feeling.
You know what should be here as well, and it should be in pretty much almost every nomination. Decision to Leave.
Yes.
Nice.
That's an original screenplay, right, Franco?
Yes, it is.
Decision to Leave should be here. I think, for example, After Yang was an excellently written movie.
After Young.
After Yang, another excellently written movie, I think, which also could have its place here. Anyways, so Franco, your prediction was
Well,
this because this was stuff, huh? The
still.
writing, specifically focusing on the writing.
No, look, wait.
Wow.
Wait, I decided. Banshees of Inisherin. And that's both. I would go prediction and person favorite.
Would definitely be well deserved. Cassandra.
The prediction is the tough one, but the personal one, I'm definitely gonna go for the Banshees of Inisherin. Prediction. Oh. I'm gonna go with the Banshees as well, because
Okay.
if I may add, it might be that with Everything Everywhere All at Once, they might have changed the scenes, some scenes during the editing, rather than making it chronologically according to how everyone watched it. That's why. For some reason, something tells me to keep the prediction to the Banshees for sure.
Talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once, can I say I think it's the one movie I think
Tread lightly.
more than The Fabelmans, I think it's the one movie that shouldn't be there.
Nah.
With regard to writing
That's
specifically.
You think
Bonkers.
so? No, I disagree.
That-
Bollocks.
I think so.
I'm gonna quote myself from a previous episode here. And I'm picking up the mic to be dramatic, but that's a fucking stupid opinion
I think it shouldn't be there.
in terms of
No,
original
after-
screenplay.
well-
I mean, after watching it, seeing all the shift of one scene to the other, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
No, as in they knew what they were doing. I just didn't like it that much.
No, but to just
Okay,
The- I-
hold on a
I
second.
think it's
I'm
the
going to Al
most
Safi
and
quickly and slap him.
Like, I understand why they got directing, they got editing, costumes. I understand completely, but specifically with regard to the writing, it didn't do it for me. But anyways, that's my personal opinion. Joe, your prediction.
Prediction: Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the heart wants Banshees, but it won't get it.
So, spoiler, I think Everything Ever All at Once will win Best Picture, but it won't win Original Screenplay. I think Banshees will, or Fabelmans.
Forget.
No, I think Banshees will win.
Forget Fabelmans. Man, Banshees.
No. This is prediction, not who I want to win.
I cannot understand how he's putting Fabelmans and Banshees in the same sentence.
I know, and I'm about to nitpick him right now, because I remember I had told him about Euphoria, and he's like, "Oh, will I like it? Because I hate teenage angst when they put teenage angst into anything." Need I remind you, Andrea, there is a shitload of teenage angst towards the end of the Fabelmans.
No, but that was teenage angst done really well.
No, it wasn't. It was like it was
Yes,
so on the nose, like the bully and all that bullshit. I was like,
Yes, it was very on the nose.
Fuck on,
but
Spielberg.
it was...
Like, you've done this in the 90s. Show a progression, please. You are one of the greats of cinema, and we owe you the blockbuster, but come on.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't choose Tar for the simple reason that you thought that Lydia Tar was a real person.
1 second, I haven't given my opinion yet. I just mentioned who I think will win it. And I think Banshees will win it, by the way.
Yeah, but you said your personal favorite is Fabelmans.
No, with regard to writing, no.
No,
not with regard to writing.
You said winning. Okay.
No, my prediction is Banshees. I think it's between Banshees and the Fabelmans. Who's going to win it? My prediction. But I think Banshees will take it. With regard to who I think should win it, I'm between the Fabelmans and Banshees, but I think Banshees should take it. My personal choice.
This is like saying, like in a football game, it's like with putting Fabelmans, like thinking it can beat Banshees, is going like, I really think Birkirkara can give Man United a run for their money. Like,
yes.
I mean, if Man United play like they played yesterday,
even then
yes, Birkirkara winning.
That's still not.
Incredible. Cassandra, Tar is so well written that Andrea thought the main character is a real person.
Andrea read the plot by accident.
When I was invited for the first time, I had actually told you that after watching the trailer for the first time, I thought I went to search Lydia Tar to see if she's an actual person myself as well. I thought yes.
Wasn't just me.
I thought it was a biopic.
But to see how well written it is.
Yeah. No, it is well written. But I didn't feel. But then the writing in Tar didn't give me the emotions that Fabelmans gave me. And I like to vote with my emotions quite a bit.
So you like to be spoon-fed stuff. Sorry, let's move on.
No, I really liked After Yang and Men. So Men was quite a lot of spoon-feeding as well.
Yeah, Men was very on the nose, but it was
But After Yang, no.
Men was fucking sick, though.
To be fair. Men was sick, yes. It's true. Best Picture, guys. Franco. Who wins it? Who takes it all?
Wait. Go down the list, yeah. This is quite a good list.
Fuck is Avatar doing in this, man?
لا استنى okay, so Jesus, this is really, oh my god. Okay, fuck. Oh, because I'm between Everything Everywhere and Tar.
I don't think Tar has a horse in this race.
You say prediction is Tar, Joe? No. Because I was going for golf.
No, I don't think Tar has a chance.
Tar has as much of a chance as Women Talking does.
More, but I mean, for what it's worth, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a curveball, and I think Joe will also be beyond this, even though he will hate himself for it. Elvis, gonna win it?
Nope.
And
wait, you're serious?
There's a chance that it might win, yeah. And my favorite would be Everything Everywhere. Oh.
Okay, brave prediction, am I, Franco? Very brave.
Promised the curveball.
I am a bit disappointed with his opinion, actually.
No. Listen. Elvis is not an opinion. Elvis is
I know. I mean, even
Franco, Cassandra liked Elvis. So.
No, I liked it, but then I actually told earlier Franco that after watching several other films, I had less love for Elvis, but more love for other films. So I have to admit that.
I know,
Yes.
I know, but this is the Oscars. These are not
Yes.
Cassandra.
No. Of course, I got used to how certain winners actually. Yeah, I know. It's by
Yeah.
popularity, literally. So I'm gonna hope for some sort of a surprise. So I'm gonna ditch Elvis, and I'm gonna say prediction as Everything Everywhere All at Once, but personal, definitely the Banshees. Definitely the Banshees.
Okie dokies. Joe?
This is where I might surprise you guys. But I think for both of them, for both my predicted and the one I think should win, it's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
Okie dokes. Where did you put it, Joe, in your list? Do you remember? Everything
It was
Everywhere at
teetering,
Once.
it was
Was
teetering between 1 and 2, but in the end it went at 2. And Banshees went ahead of it. But thinking back on it, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is a much bigger achievement, considering it technically came out in the United States in February of last year. And like February is the time where like you release a film to die. And it has had the legs that it has had. And the people
True.
behind it. And it's the Daniels' second feature film. Like, it's an anomaly, and I think it should win.
They were very smart to give it a re-release, Astra. They were very, very smart. They made a lot of money with that re-release, especially all the hype it's had. So, with regard to my prediction for Best Picture, I think that Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to win. That's my prediction. Who I think should win, I think All Quiet on the Western Front. If I had to choose specifically from this list, I think All Quiet on the Western Front should win it, although I think After Sun should be in with a call for this. All right, guys, so those are our predictions for the Oscars. Don't forget to check in next week, and we'll see how many we actually managed to guess, I guess. And obviously, whoever got the most will win the Adler Podcast Award.
Yay.
The pride of saying...
Can we call it the Smug Joe I Was Right Award?
Yes, we can. Okay, so happy. So
And guys, let us know in the comment section below who your favorites are for the Oscars. Are there any big favorites you see? Do you think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to carry the whole thing? Do a clean sweep of pretty much all the awards? Do you think Elvis will surprise?
No.
I'm looking at Joe's face right now. And the win? Best picture, oh God. Best leading performance and so on. We'll see and find out next week. And next week, on Monday, we will be reacting to the winners. Cassandra and Franco, I think it's time to go and eat, right, for you guys?
Please.
eat in my sleep. Yeah.
Been a pleasure as always. Me and Joe are going to quickly go through a movie we watched recently this weekend, Creed 3. So we will be reviewing that. But Cassandra, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you once again for having me.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you so much.
Franco, as always.
Enjoy speaking about Creed and their cheese grating abs, basically.
Franco.
Ow.
When are you gonna start watch Rocky?
Wait, Cassandra, it needs to finish Andor first. Let's baby
First.
steps.
Yes, finish
Of
Andor
course,
first.
he mentioned it
step.
earlier. Of course.
Finish Andor first.
About freaking time, man.
And then we'll get to Andrea watching The Empty Man, but that's a global issue. at this point.
It's
Anyways.
Forget climate change.
Oh yeah, no. Climate change, social injustice, but at the very tippy top is Andrea not watching The Empty Man.
Where's the hashtag in the comments, guys? Andrea watched The Empty Man. If Andrea watched The Empty Man, climate change will stop. And there will be no more.
Oh my God.
And transphobia will be finished.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling will just like turn into dust. It'd be like the snap
Anyway.
in like Avengers Infinity Wars, and she's gone.
Exactly. Let's see what is the ultimate. Anyway, tell Daddy Pedro and Mommy Kate to rent it for you. Okay.
Will do. They have the money. Especially Daddy Pedro right
Got
now.
Disney Plus.
Between Mandalorian and... Oh, fair enough. It's on Disney Plus, true. What I have to do is press play.
Anyway, we're off, guys.
It's
Bye.
been real.
See
Thank
you
you guys.
guys.
Good
Have a
night,
good
Cassandra.
night.
It's
Good
been
night,
nice.
Francois.
Have a good night.
been nice,
Thank you
guys.
so much. Thank you. Take care.
Ciao. All right.
Okay.
Creed 3.
Finally got rid of those
Joe.
losers. Now it's time to talk about boxing.
Yes. Talking about real man. Since we're
Yeah.
in celeb, this is in
And
celeb
real
episode,
men.
the real manly movie. Damn, it really was a
was,
manly
yes.
movie, though. So, just going to introduce it really quickly. Creed 3, from a screenplay by Keenan Coogler, who I think is
Yeah,
brother,
Ryan Coogler's brother.
cousin. Oh, okay. And Zach Palin, directed in his feature directorial debut by Michael B. Jordan, who I think did a fine job. Obviously, sequel to Creed 2, third in the Creed series, and overall 9th in the Rocky film series. With regard to the plot, we start off by seeing a young Adonis Creed. I actually missed the first scene because I was a little late at the cinema. But anyways, we see a young Adonis sneak out with his best friend, Damien Diamond Dame Anderson, and to watch Dame compete in an underground boxing match. Anyways, obviously we see Dame winning, and we find out that he has these big aspirations to become professional and become world champion. However, things take a turn for the worst because during a detour at a liquor store, Donnie impulsively attacks a man named Leon. And anyways, I don't think I should mention any more about that attack because it's something
Yeah,
that kind of
it's a crucial
develops
thing.
with the story. But anyways, later on, it's 2017. Donnie fights against Pretty Ricky Conlon. That's the guy, by the way, Ricky Conlon, who we were mentioning before. Wins his rematch, and anyways, we see Donnie kind of end it there, right? But Damien Diamond Dame Anderson makes his return, and the drama develops from there between Adonis and Damien. Joe, your thoughts?
So me, longtime fan of the Rocky series, lover of the film Creed, kind of a dejector of Creed 2. Not because it was really bad, just because it was like, the Rocky films are kind of weird. Like the first one is like this piece of like indie cinema, like grounded, semi-grounded sports drama, really inspirational.
Is it?
The second one is a bit more of that with a bit more budget, but then from then on,
Second one was a bit more showy,
they had more
right?
to work with, like, so it's obvious.
Uh-huh,
But then 3 and 4, they become like these kind of like really 80s, like training montage heavy and super cheesy and very macho, but very fun. And still, at the end of it, extremely inspirational. Like, that's the one thing they managed to
Had
put
lots
across.
of
Yeah,
heart.
you get heaps of heart. And then you had Rocky Balboa, which went really grounded, very gritty, probably the most realistic of the bunch to a certain extent.
Minus the fight.
I mean, obviously. But even, like, I mean, there actually is an alternate ending to Rocky Balboa where they have him win. And when you watch that alternate ending, it does not hit anywhere near as hard as it does than the original ending. Like, you fully understand why they went with the ending that they did go with. But it's one of the things I really liked about the first Creed, because I remember when I first heard that Creed was being made, I'm like, typical fucking Hollywood, they can't leave any IP alone, and why do they need to bring this back? Rocky Balboa was such a good place to end it. But then I watched it, and, like, Creed is incredible. Like, one, it brought Michael B. Jordan into, like, proper stardom as the movie star he is now. But what it does with the character of Rocky is unbelievable. As I said earlier, I was a blubbering mess at one point in Creed, and with certain scenes, because, like, to me, Rocky was, from, like, the age of, like, 5, a character who I knew in a film and, like, a hero that I looked up to and, like, these kinds of things. So the emotional connection I had to that, I thought was incredible what they did with Creed. And it's actually my biggest problem with Creed 3, is the Rocky of it all. Now, I know that he's not in it, it's come to light because Sylvester Stallone wanted to like buy the rights back, basically, of the rights he sold of Rocky. He wanted to buy them back. He wasn't allowed to do that, so he's decided to not be in them. And I don't think okay, I had a good time with Creed 3. Overall, I had a very good time. Michael B. Jordan does a very solid job as a director. There is one major problem, I think, in it, which I'll get to as well. But I'd be remiss if I said I wasn't missing the Rocky of it all. And this film does nothing to address the fact that Rocky just isn't there when he's such a key figure in the first two Creed movies.
Dances around it, right?
It
kind
just
of
doesn't acknowledge it. It does nothing. Like, they didn't even say, like, oh, Rocky's on holiday or something. Nothing. It is.
And there was one point at the start where they're like, he faced an underdog, like your father faced an underdog. I was like, oh my God, you're not even going to mention him. They do mention him later on. But that scene was a little weird.
Which I don't.
Come on, an underdog. Come on, mention.
I don't know if it's like a rights thing, which I don't think it is.
But they do mention Rocky later on, so I don't think that's the issue.
I think they just wanted to like kind of, this is very much an Adonis film and nothing to do with it. But it could have, like, I do miss the Rocky of it all because I love that character.
Yes.
But no, overall had a very good time. The big standout here is Jonathan Majors, who's it's so weird because, and this is going to be funny, I was listening to a podcast about Creed on the way home from the cinema. I was listening to, shout out to The Big Picture and one of my favorite critics, Sean Fennessy. And he said something which I was like, it's kind of like, you ever heard someone give an opinion and you go, okay, that really expresses how I feel. Like, I couldn't say it myself. But I was feeling at points like Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, but he's much more of a movie star than an actor, if that makes any sense.
In what sense?
Well, that's where I'm going to bring in the comparison to Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is very much an actor rather than a movie star. Like, it's to the point where I felt like Majors became the character a lot more than Michael B. Jordan does. Like, I feel like when I watch these kind of like another one is Leonardo DiCaprio, who is a very good actor, but I still always feel when I watch him, I go, that's Leonardo DiCaprio doing his thing. And I have the same thing with Michael B. Jordan, where I go, because he's like so famous now, I go, okay, Michael B. Jordan's doing the Michael B. Jordan thing, and it's a good thing. Like, they're both very talented people. This isn't to kind of retract from their talent at all. But as soon as Jonathan Majors comes into this film, the gravitas he's able to like just give off just in his body language, Michael B. Jordan just doesn't have that in his toolbox. Like, it's the scene where they first meet, where he's leaning on the car, just the aura and the attitude he immediately exudes is incredible.
No, he definitely dominates the screen whenever he's on. Like, all eyes are on Majors. Let's put it that way. But I will disagree with regard to how, because the character of Adonis feels very personal. I think it looks very personal to Michael B. Jordan.
It's not to say that it's not a good character at all, but like, there were, like, at least with Michael B. Jordan, the one really emotional scene he had, which I won't spoil, he nailed. He was very good.
Yes.
But then that's where there's this distinction I feel between movie stars and what I call actors. And again, this isn't a one is better than the other, but they have different uses. The parts where, like, maybe there's a bit more tension or the scene is slightly more emotional, where you want a little bit more nuance, Michael B. Jordan isn't as good as projecting that as like Jonathan Majors is. Like, Jonathan Majors is able to portray something in just a look and a gesture, where Michael B. Jordan kind of has to act it out a little bit more, which is not a bad thing, especially in a film like this. Like, there were a couple moments like that, but that's why then I was happy when he has his big emotional moment. He hit a fucking home run. I'm like, yeah, okay, he did that. Like, this could have fallen on its face, but he really did well. My other only really big issue with the film is Majors is so fucking good, but there's a good like 30 to 35 minute stretch where he's barely existent in this film. And I get it. The film is called Creed 3. It's not called Diamond Dame. I get it. But I feel like you could have sprinkled a bit more of him throughout
Yes.
that. That was like my biggest detraction. This is one which I think we're going to have a bit of a back and forth on. I saw it in IMAX, which is apparently the best way to see it because it is the first sports movie filmed on IMAX cameras, and some parts of it look fantastic. Like the up close stuff in the ring.
I don't like where this
The
is
up close
going.
stuff in the ring looks great. But the arenas themselves and basically the crowds behind what is going on
Yeah, the crowds.
on an
What
IMAX
the fuck was with the
stream?
crowds?
do not look good.
What was up with the crowds? I have that
It's-
written down.
I
That's
mean,
the one thing I disliked about this movie. I'm
Pe-
going to be honest. The crowds.
people
were
have been
were they
people
fake?
have been CGIing crowds for years now. It's
They were
the norm because it's much easier to do it than to get in thousands of
but
extras.
they looked really fake.
Yes.
They looked like those FIFA 2006
And
crowds.
that was my biggest problem. Like when you see the LA Dodgers Stadium, that's not actually the LA Dodgers Stadium because they didn't have the budget to book out the fucking stadium. They didn't have the rights to do it. It does look computer generated, and that is not a strength that this film has. But as I said, when it's up close and it's claustrophobic with the big IMAX imagery, it looks really good. That's like a strength of the film. But like I compare it to like then if you go back and you watch the Rocky films, one of the big things in that film is you feel the crowd around the fights that are going on. And obviously it was different back then because they would actually book out these spaces and they would fill them with actual people and they would shoot it in a certain way. Now there's the big scene which has been doing the rounds at the moment, which was very clearly inspired by anime. Now, a part of me loves it, and a part of me thinks it totally doesn't work. Yeah.
Really?
Because
There were in the crowd. What was the reaction of the crowd, Joe, when as you were?
I was
you were on your own.
actually no, I wasn't on my own. About 10 minutes before the film started, a nice old man came in on a wheelchair with his helper, and they sat towards the front. So I was like,
Oh my
more,
God,
more
how
power to
cute.
you, old dude, coming to watch Creed in IMAX at 2:30 on a Monday.
Did he have any reactions? Because the
He
crowd.
seemed pretty. I think he seemed pretty happy by the end of it.
How cute. Because the crowd I was with during that scene when they
Yeah.
punched each other, it was like,
No, I love that part of it because that also harkens back to the end of Rocky 3 where it ends with Rocky and Apollo about to punch each other in the face.
Or was it the punch?
No,
punch?
it,
Which one are you
the
talking
whole
about?
scene where when the crowd disappears and there's the smoke around.
Oh,
What I love about it is the absolute ambition and the fuck it, I'm going for it, and this is clearly my influence. Really, really admirable. I just don't like. I think a lot of like the messages in it, because there's a lot of like thematic things, are like the prison bars turning up at some point. They just don't totally work. Like in the grand scheme of the film, I love some of the camera movements in that part because it goes extreme. Like I grew up watching stuff like Dragon Ball Z. I love anime. I feel like it went from. It was almost a tonal shift in its style that I feel detracted a bit from the film. By itself, in a vacuum, really, really cool, really, really ambitious. But when you've gone from this IMAX shot prestige sports film suddenly to something like this, like I think the term I'm looking for, it didn't feel totally earned. Yeah,
really?
and it also
and they built up the conflict between Adonis and Damien really well.
They did, but it also as well. I'm not going to say cheap, but it felt like an easy way to jump from round 2 to round 11. Because that's what it does in the film.
I didn't get. No, it does, but I didn't get that vibe at all, Astra.
And you know, a nitpick I have with the film as well. I think this is being brought up on the Rocky films as well, where it's obviously unrealistic. But I also think this is slightly unrealistic as well. I think for two pro boxers in the shape that they are, having gone at each other for 12 rounds, they should look in much worse shape than they were by the end of it.
Yes. But in Creed 1, it was done much better with regard to like his eye, almost him not being able to see with his eye. In this one, I was like, they've been punching each other for ages, and like, where are all the injuries? Like, why isn't his eye all puffed up?
Yeah, they look pretty fine.
That was something else I noticed.
But end of the day, it's a very well-made film, and I had a good time. My other one biggest, like, I understand why they did it, because it's obviously the Rocky of it all, because they didn't have Rocky in it. And they do make an allusion to it at the end of the final fight in this film. But where are the horns? Where's the music? For me, like the Rocky victories, all of them, about 80% of the emotion I feel in those films is from that music, that soundtrack.
And it was done so well in Creed. The way they make, that's something else I wrote down.
It's actually another thing to quote from the podcast I was listening to, and it makes total sense. The Rocky franchise, and as well these types of films, it's a situation where the formula they're built on is actually a good thing. Like, I was waiting for the whole film. I'm like, man, I really hope there's going to be a training montage. And when it hit, I was like, fuck yes, training montage. I'm pumped. Michael B. Jordan is pulling a plane. Let's go.
How would you go? Because I think that although it was very good, because the training montages in all of Creed and all of Rocky are incredible, but I think with regard to emotions, I don't think this training montage had the emotions of Creed 1.
Absolutely not.
And I don't think it had the pure raw power of Creed 2 either, though. What do you think?
No, and
it was good. Don't get me wrong. I was hyped and go for it. It was great. Just not as good as the pure raw power of Creed 2, where you had the desert. The setting was beautiful. The whole like training there, excellently done. And the raw emotional power of Creed 1, where you had the whole Rocky
that's
cancer
what I mean.
thing
The Rocky of it all is, at one point, it is this film's biggest strength, that it's trying to detract from that and do its own thing, but it's also its biggest weakness, because what you have in Creed 1 is you have, not only do you relate to Adonis because he was an illegitimate son of Apollo Creed, but then Rocky trains him, and then Rocky nearly dies, and there's all that going into the final fight, and that comes into the training montage. And then in Creed 2, there's Ivan Drago in it, and you've got his son fighting the man who's responsible for the death of Adonis's father, and all that. That's kind of a really good way to bring nostalgia and history into it, to make it have much more of an emotional punch. Now, it's very admirable that this film then tried to be like, no, this is someone we've never met before, and you're going to meet him for the first time in this film. And there's the backstory. And that's actually where I feel like, and it would have been a risk on Michael B. Jordan's part for sure, this film didn't feel long. I feel like...
I feel like it could have had an extra 20-30 minutes, to be honest with you.
If you tapped on an extra 10 to 20 minutes and devoted that to building the relationship between Damien and Adonis,
which was done well. But it could have done with a bit more. Yes, I agree.
You probably
would
have had a bit more of an emotional gut punch by the end of it.
But again, props to Michael B. Jordan. He made a 2-hour movie, which
it did. It really tight,
efficient, good storytelling, develops the antagonist quite well in the 2 hours that they had. Very good fighting, good training montage. Not excellent, not the best, but still very good. So in that case, Franco would be very happy, for example. Really quickly, I wrote down some notes. First of all, obviously, like you said, this is a very solid directorial debut from Michael B. Jordan. Definitely not an easy movie to start with, I think, a Creed movie. There are certain expectations with a movie like Creed. So very brave of him to start. And I think overall, for a debut, I think this is a very, very good debut. The writing, I mean, it's the Rocky franchise, obviously, is very predictable. You can see where this is going from the very beginning. But what I really liked, something I noted whilst I was watching the movie, I liked how the tables were kind of turned, and that in this movie, we weren't rooting for the underdog. We were rooting for the kind of like the favorite in this, because Damien is the underdog and he's the antagonist as well. I wouldn't say he's the villain, because that's really a villain. He's more of an
Yeah, like
antagonist.
his villain element. That's actually one of my other like problems with the film.
Do you think it's unearned?
Yeah, I think it's totally unearned. I think it's a bit silly that they picked him to go and fight Chavez. And like, did you really think that this guy who has shown himself in training to be a decent fighter against Chavez, do you really think there was zero possibility that this guy was going to cause an upset? And like the reaction to him causing that upset is kind of just like, oh no, how on earth did this happen? What are we to do?
But I think when you're someone like Chavez, who is, clearly the best
from
boxer,
Chavez's side,
him and Drago are like the best boxers. Him and his mum are going to have the ego listen, this guy is new, he's old.
Yeah,
we're
so
going to beat him,
from
100%.
Chavez's side, I 100% get it. In fact, the only person who I thought kind of had their head screwed on properly for the duration of the film was Duke, the trainer. I mean, from Adonis's side, like, I find it quite funny how he did this U-turn as soon as that fight happened, and then conveniently, like, he gets like the letters and blah 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 blah. Like, unfortunately, as well, I think Michael B. Jordan, I mean, it's from the script as well, but he, as the character of Adonis, he has a lot of exposition to get through. A lot of exposition to get through.
Yes.
Just tough. This is a tough film to have to direct, as you said, for your first one.
But I think he did a very good job.
I say all these things, and it sounds like I'm shitting on the film, which I'm not. For me, the film, if I'm going to rate it, is still a solid 3.5 out of 5, because it does the job that you need it to do at the end of the day. It's entertaining, and there is emotion, and it's very nice to look at. It's very well acted across the board. But
it's a very easy movie to nitpick, but you have such a good time watching it that you, at the same time, you really don't want to. Again, it's a debut. It's a Rocky movie. You can nitpick every fucking Rocky movie, to be honest. I mean, but you have so much fun watching it. That's one thing that I mentioned, the fact that we have the underdog now being the antagonist. Like you said, Jonathan Majors is excellent. Brilliant gravitas. His commands the screen. I actually really did like his villainous turn midway through the movie. I know you said you didn't like that. Maybe it was just because his performance
his performance is fantastic,
deliciously bad, in a good way, obviously, not in a bad way. He was so I really like that villainous turn, helped obviously by the excellent performance by Jonathan Majors. In that moment, I was like, is he showing his true colors, or is he trying to be cool for the crowd? And I'm still a little confused, because clearly the movie, the way it ends, I don't spoil the ending.
Yeah.
But the way it ends, let's stop there because I don't spoil it.
I don't know. I think he always had a chip on his shoulder, because again, in his performance and in some of the writing, there's a lot of subtle digs early on.
Even just the fact that he's resting on his car, it's like
it
already shows a lot.
As I said, it's stuff that he does in a look or a gesture, which Michael B. Jordan would have to do through speech. It's a very, for not having a lot of screen time or that much to work with, he does a lot with this character. Even just the boxing style that he brings to...
Yes, his defensive style was so cool.
But even that...
I don't follow boxing. I don't know about you. I don't know if this is a common thing or not.
It's not that common. I know a little bit though, but the closest person he fights is Mike Tyson, and we've never seen that in a Rocky film. Where he doesn't stand back, he fucking charges and he's all out aggression. I like that.
And the way he defends, holding his hand up.
Yeah, and he does a cross guard as well, which is fairly unorthodox, I think, nowadays.
Joe, who was the fighter in Creed who used to do this? Was that Ricky Conlon? I think it was Ricky Conlon. No?
I think so, yeah.
That was really cool as well. It was you can't be able to do it. So I really like these small touches extra for the fighters. They give it's a nice way of giving a certain personality to your character, because the fights in Creed and Rocky, they're not just fights. They are two characters facing up with each other, and so you have both personalities on full show.
Yeah, the complete showdowns.
Which is one of the things I think a lot of action directors need to learn.
Yeah,
a fight scene is not just a fight scene. It's not just a fight scene. it is a whole character development of character. You've got two, the antagonist and the protagonist, facing off, and I think that's something that is lacking a lot in a lot of action movies that I've been watching recently. In Creed, it's very well done. Their personalities are on show, clearly on show. Like you said as well, there's a big Rocky hole in this movie.
Yeah,
I agree with you completely on that aspect. There are moments where I was like, Rocky should be giving the speech. I think a seriously underused actress in this is Tessa Thompson. I thought the whole producing element was going to be linked with kind of Michael B. Jordan, Adonis, kind of not fighting anymore, but organizing fights, and now she's producing and not singing. Yeah. And I thought that Damien was going to be the one to cause a conflict between Tessa Thompson and Michael B. Jordan, in that they have the same kind of, they're doing the same thing, because she's producing, he's organizing the fights. They're not actually doing the thing they love, but they're having other people do the thing they love. And I thought that there would be some tension building there after the conversation between Damien and Bianca. But they kind of forget a little bit about it. I also wasn't too convinced by the whole daughter element.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't really have all that much to do.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's fine, but I wasn't too convinced by that.
Yeah.
One last thing I really miss is the Ludwig Göransson soundtrack. That there's a serious lack of horns, like you said, in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best elements of Creed 1, but also Creed 2, but especially Creed 1, was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was...
Yeah, and it incorporated the classic Rocky tune, so...
So the way Ludwig Göransson incorporates kind of the classic Rocky tunes with kind of, let's say, the rap hip-hop music, and it is really well done. And Ludwig Göransson does this also really, really well in Black Panther, by the way. I'd like to mention that as well. Yeah, excellent stuff. So that was missing. That was seriously missing in this. But on the positives, everyone gives a very good performance. You go watch Creed 3 and you're going to have a very good time. If you watch it with a big audience at the cinema, you're gonna have an excellent time, because there are moments where everyone was like, the moment when Damien punches Adonis in the stomach.
Yeah, that reminded me of Dragon Ball Z big time. It was like Goku getting punched.
Yes, it's clearly inspired. Everyone was like, you could hear like everyone like. Drawing breath. So no, overall I came out of this very positive on Letterboxd. Yeah, I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Could reduce it to a 3.5, but I had such a good time. And I think I read that Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan are planning to do a lot of stuff together.
That's good.
And I'm really excited for that, because I think they have very good chemistry together. And I mean, who doesn't love Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors on screen? So yeah, overall, I'm very positive about this. Some nitpicks here and there, but overall, very good time watching Creed 3. Nice. And I'm glad it's doing very well in the box office. Yeah. Do you think the daughter will have anything in the next Creed 4?
I actually hope there won't be a Creed 4. But that's just me.
I think there will be. Michael B. Jordan said they have plans written down for future Creed movies. I'm I really enjoyed all the Creed movies. I loved Creed 1 because just Ryan Coogler is a brilliant director. Yeah. But at the same time, Creed 2, I had a good time, and Creed 3, I had a very good time. I prefer Creed 3 to Creed 2, I think, overall, definitely. As a movie. I don't know about the Creed 4. So I kind of want, because I just have such a good time with these Creed movies and with the Rocky movies, but at the same time, if there's not going to be a Rocky
you're pushing it.
In it, you're pushing it a little bit. Anyways, I think we can end it here, Joe.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Time to go eat, because I'm very hungry.
Yeah, go cook.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think? Have you watched Creed 3? And if you have, let us know in the comment section below. It's been a very long episode, although to be fair, I'm going to edit quite a bit of this podcast. Next week is the big one, Oscar week. So don't forget to check out next week, see how many of our predictions we got. Very excited for that. Very excited to see Elvis winning everything. Ooh.
No.
We'll see. Hopefully not. So, thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. We don't have Franco to do that today. And now he left. Like, subscribe, follow all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Download on Spotify as well. And thanks so much for watching. So, from me and Joe, been a pleasure as always. Ciao, ciao.
See ya.